you guys attended a party. It was a very interesting party. Uh, a lot of things happened. Somebody shit on the floor. In fact, so many things happened that it would be quite a bit to recap. So we will all go off of our memories and just kind of take it from where we left off, which was the Duchess of Daggerford just laying it out there for Ta-Ree that she wanted what Ta-Ree has got. And that's kind of where we left off, is in that moment. So let's jump back over to the Daggerford estate. If you can see the secret torture dungeons or any of that kind of stuff, please refresh your browser. It's a big map, so dynamic lighting might not do the trick. Let's see. Put on a little music, little party music. Alrighty. So we pick up exactly where we left off in the ballroom. Coming up from the dancing dip, eyes locked in a gaze. I guess love confession. I don't know. It's probably not that serious. So what do you do?
So she dips me and then brings me up. I think I'll tell her, like, I'll blush.
Okay.
And sorry, I'm trying to get to the party so I can see everybody.
Oh, I can shift click.
Okay, there we go.
It's a big map.
I see.
There we go.
On
them gorgeous wood floors. Oh.
And she's like clearly giving me the bedroom eyes.
Yeah, for sure. As a bard, that's one of like the things they teach you in college.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I'll tell her, I'll say, like, my God, you're fucking hot. I've got to go cool off a bit, and I'll be back, and I'll disengage from her embrace.
Dodge action.
Yeah, she is a remarkably strong woman. But just let's go of your hand, and almost sort of ruefully watches you sort of half danced, half slide into the thick of the crowd. As this happens, your three admirers all follow after you like baby ducks after their mother. So that's happening. All right. So, Nikolai Constantine, third of his name, owner of a large radar dish that is his ear. You did hear this as you and a lovely old woman named Ida were dancing up a storm. Occasional grumblings from Ida about the Lady of Daggerford that there's no way she's in her 50s and she's moving like that. I'm just saying. There's something fucky going on.
Nikolai, I agree, but Miss Ada, you also have very good moves. I would dance with you anytime.
Oh, you should have seen me in my heyday. Oh, when I was rocking those caves of chaos. Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah, I think he would kind of keep dancing with Miss Ida and kind of keep an eye on Lady Daggerford as well, probably.
All right, fair enough. Over here in the sitting room, Durgrun Goldbarrel finishes his not-so-subtle business dealings with Thagrim, and he says, well, you've got the magic, boy. So when you're ready to talk serious business, you let me know.
Sure enough. I'll see ya. Make sure you take a drink to go.
Yeah, I won't be leaving town without at least 6 barrels. And he motions over to the barrel that you've been you know, I don't want to say ladling it out of, but you kind of have, right? Because yeah, all right. All right, so he kind of returns to the party proper. As he does, because this is how parties work, I've been told. As soon as the door flaps closed again, it flaps open again, and you see Gellin Prime Water storm into the room. And Harbin Wester turns around and is like, "Oh, I say, Prime Water, how are things?" And Prime Water just kind of growls at him, and Harbin sort of goes into like a fetal position on the couch. All right, he turns to you, Thogrim, and he says, you got anything to drink, Fireforge?
Oh, lad, do I have something to drink for you? And I'm gonna pour him a little.
Yeah, as you are pouring it, he turns and looks to the south, where he sees the three musketeers, question mark, playing piano and stuffing their faces. And he just looks at Luck of the Draw and Skull, and he says, "What are you two doing? Is this how you run security?"
Choking on the cake. Slightly embarrassed. I guess was.
I mean, this sweet princeling's father was murdered. You don't want someone else to be killed, do you?
That's not my problem.
All right, he takes the pro-offered glass, Thogrim, and he just downs it like it's water. And then he hands the glass back to you.
Oh, man after me own heart. Let me go get you another.
He kind of looks out the window at the night, and he's like, "It's probably not a good idea."
Look at the draw. Does he normally get like this?
Luck of the Draw is not here. I have strategically dipped out of this elven door and gone back to work.
Wait, no.
Yeah, Skull would have done the same after being chastised.
He waves at you through the window, though, like, as he goes by.
Oh,
Hilarious.
All right.
don't leave me alone with them.
So Illyria and Stinky Butt Spencer, defensively set up in the corner, watching the whole room. What are you doing as Ta-Ree sort of retreats to get some fresh air, followed by her three ducklings? Ta-Ree, am I to assume you're going to head out into the smaller courtyard here just to get some fresh air?
I'm gonna ask Xavier to take me to like a powder room to show me.
Oh,
To a powder room.
damn. Oh, of course. I could take you anywhere. And
But
I mean
you can...
anywhere. Like they
I'll
say in that Kalishim musical, I can show you the world.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice.
All right, so he leads you to a powder room. You
Well,
might say, there's no way that this cheap-ass house has a powder room, but it does. I just have to find it. It's like my Barbie playhouse that I never got to have. Let's see.
Can Illyria? She was about to do something. I think. Can she finish up before?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Illyria.
That's okay. I want to keep an eye on this chick and kind of watch her reaction as Ta-Ree
Okay.
walks away. And if she starts to follow, then I'll leave
Give
as well.
me insight check.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, he leads you to this powder room, and he boasts about the running water and stuff that they've got. Insight 21. She is watching Ta-Ree. You are Beastmaster Ranger. Like a lioness watches a delicious gazelle. Like, she gonna eat her up.
Nom 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 nom.
Crash, could you put a cameraman where Tree's at? I don't want to accidentally.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Jeez.
like it did before.
Is this a cameraman? The Spencer in the corner? Yeah, okay.
One of them.
Here we go. So, yeah, in the powder room, there's already a Spencer in the bathtub. Oh, no. That's just your clones. Hold on. Let me see. Come on. You can do it, Roll20. Use your hotkeys. These big maps struggle
you.
sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. So that is what you pick up from your insight. It's a bit unsettling. The hairs on the nape of your neck that normally activate your Peter tingle, as it were, when you are faced with a dangerous apex predator, are on full alert.
Can I pull out my journal
Mhm.
and write on it a little note for Spencer to take to Thogrum, kind of warning him of what I'm seeing right now?
Yeah, sure. All right. So these two are going to be out in the hallway, sadly looking up the stairs, wondering where she went. The rest of the people in the room are dancing. They're doing their thing, baleful Christian and whatnot. The lady of the house dancing with maybe my grandpa was a dwarf, and the party sort of just resumes its vigor, as it were. Thogrum, you see Prime Water sit down and just kind of stare moodily into the fire. Like in his heyday, he was probably the edgelord of his adventuring party. You look at his moody face and his sharp beak, and you look over at Pharos and his moody face and his sharp beak as he plays sad yet haunting tunes on the piano, and it's hard to tell the difference. They're both so edgy. You hear a honk of delight and look down and see Spencer.
Oh, how are you? Who's a good boy?
He opens his mouth, and inside a massive globulate of drool floats a tiny note.
What the?
Is it supposed to say something? I can't read it. It's got slobber all over it.
It's just like,
I use waterproof ink.
Snap.
A tiny chibi Illyria head shows up in the bottom corner of the screen and shouts that. It makes it no less gross to extract. Patiently, he keeps his mouth open like someone at the dentist, waiting for the pro-offered note.
I'm gonna like pat him on the head and rub him. I think you're a good boy. And then I'm gonna take the note, like kind of like shake it out, and then put it in my armor, and then kind of look around. Like,
all right, give me that sleight of hand. There's not a lot of people who would be, watching this exchange, but maybe. You don't know. You don't know where all the invisible imps are. You know what I'm saying?
slide to fat. Oh, this would be good.
Okay. So yeah, you do, but there's like I think in like 30 odd sessions we've kind of established a bit of a flavor with Thogrum. You try to be smooth about it, but when you feel how wet it is and how slimy, you have to almost pop the bubble of drool to get at this note. There's just a shudder that kind of goes down your whole body. Like the maid, right? She looks over and says, Mr. Fireforge, is there an issue? Would you like me to put more logs on the fire? You seem very cold.
No, I think I'll just have a cup of, and I'm gonna hold the glass up. Just have another cup of old Fireforge here, and that'll warm me right up. Don't worry.
It's probably because I've had too much already.
Oh, and she gives you a wink like it happens all the time. All right, and then she goes over to Pharos to ask if he needs anything. So you have the note. What does it say? Or is it a secret?
Ew. Can we keep it a secret? All right, I'll write a message to Thogrum.
Oh, it's a super secret. All right. You read the super secret letter delivered via the Discord cantrip. All right. Or possibly real life Spencer delivers it, and you have to go through the whole thing over again, LARPing. So, all right. So while that is happening, Pharos, do you need anything? Servant is asking you if you need anything.
Right. It's like, I don't think I need anything. He's kind of like sulky. He's trying to hide away from the rest of the party. Rather the Duchess and his uncle trying to like stay out of sight. But it's like, no, nothing right now. Just minding my own business. You have any song requests?
Is it true? What your uncle said?
About what?
Oh, well, that when you were a hatchling, he taught you how to walk.
You know what? Sure. You know what? Rasprax is the best guy I've ever met.
Really? I wasn't so sure about him. He seemed kind of shady.
He's kind of shady. Ever since ever since my father died, he's been after after our fortune. So, it's a little concerning that he's here again. But
Okay, yeah, she seems sort of shocked and flabbergasted that you're being so open with her, a servant, about this very deeply personal family finance and drama. But she tries to play it cool.
that's one for the tabloids,
And she does. She does not seem all that impressed. She's just like, oh, words. All right. Skull, outside on perimeter. Is there anything in particular you're trying to do? Or are you just keeping an eye out?
No, just keeping an eye out now.
Okay. All right. Nikolai Constantine, third of his name. Anything?
Would Katyaru have seen Ta-Ree exit?
But as I left with my followers, I would have intentionally walked as Ida and Nikolai were dancing. I would have walked past Nikolai and winked at him and said, "Remember Surge," and I would have just then left.
I don't think he knows what Surge does.
Oh.
Mysterious.
Well, you'll have to take that up with someone else in the party then.
Yeah, I don't think he knows, unfortunately.
Okay. So with those cryptic words delivered, you are there, and Ida, I mean, I'll be honest, she's getting a little tired. So she's like, I could use I could use a little sit down. I'm gonna head back to the sitting room.
I think he would bid her goodnight, and say that he would, if she has any requests, please come to Nikolai if you need anything. And he's going to kind of chill in this room because he also, like Illyria, doesn't trust this woman, especially after what he's heard. And he'd kind of saddle up to, the side of the room. And then I guess if Katyaru had seen Ta-Ree leave, Katyaru would kind of keep to the roofs like a flying cat does, ?
Okay. Keeping in mind that the roof is where his natural predators are living. The gargoyles.
Where is the sitting room? Or would he have seen where Ta-Ree left?
Yeah, Ta-Ree went up the stairs.
In the same building. In the same building.
The same building, yep. Different map, same building.
Okay, cool. I think he'll recall Katyaru right back to him, and he'll just start petting his cat, and hopefully a not very creepy manner while he watches the room.
Yeah, it's just slightly James Bond villain. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Up on the second floor, Ta-Ree. Xavier, I mean, he's hot for trot. Like, he thinks you're the greatest ever because you've magically drugged him. But he is a gentleman and a professional. So he says, take as much time as you need, madam. And he kind of closes.
As he starts to walk away, I'll say, "Oh no, would you mind just keeping me company?" I really feel like I can trust you, even though I've only just met you.
You need
and
help
I'll
powdering something, madam, or sir? I can assist with whatever you need, I suppose. And he kind of straightens his mustache a little bit, just in case. Yeah.
I'll turn away from him. Is that there's a mirror or something?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
yeah.
I'll turn away from him and look in the mirror and be sort of primping generally and say
And random trivia fact: Xavier does have a reflection. Just throwing that out there. So.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
Kind of thing you check at parties, I heard. All right.
And I'll say, honestly, I need a little bit of help getting my bearings. so many strangers. You know, you'd think being a bard I wouldn't have any social anxiety, but actually I have fuck tons of it. It's so uncomfortable being down there with all those people.
Mm.
People in the city have been saying that that your staff has been reduced massively over the last wee bit. That must put so much extra strain on you.
He kind of blushes a little bit, and he says, "Well, you know, generations of my family have served, and it is my place to do so. No burden could break the back of this ox." And he kind of pounds his tiny chest. But it is true. The Duchess has not been keen to replace those servants who decide to leave. She's a bit distrustful, you see, after what happened to her brother.
What did happen to her brother? It's the strangest thing.
Well, if you recall, he was, he turned into quite the despot towards the end, and then he was killed by adventurers. The same adventurers he had hired to, slay that dragon. The same dragon that he had pissed off. It all sort of chained together in sort of a campaign type situation.
But you must have known Morwen since she was a lass.
I have, yes. Well, I mean, in so much as, I was a few years older than her. I mean,
what?
Yes, I am only 58. And, I mean, Morwen is, he leans in close, 55. Yeah.
Scandalous.
I may have in my heyday. I may have even had the hots for her, but that was the stuff of childhood. So
I'm sure that the death of her brother must have changed her, but did she change at all before the death of her brother?
there was a great sadness watching her brother cave under the pressure of rulership. He wouldn't listen to any of her guidance or counsel. Her heart, I think, broke long before he was killed. The sort of broken heart you get when you've made a really tough decision.
What decision did she have to make?
Well, I mean, someone did have to pay those adventurers. Often, as sad as this is to say, heroes don't just do the right thing for nothing.
So you think you agree then that it was the right thing?
I do. I lived through his rise and fall, and Daggerford is better for his departure, to be sure.
And do you think that her ladyship is sort of doing the same thing now, trying to take over the sort of outlying regions?
Oh, no. If anything, she's trying to prevent what happened here to happen again. She feels that she is the most qualified to rule these small independent cities and counties, and that once they are brought into the fold, they can be protected from criminals, despots, and would-be tyrants.
Sure.
I mean,
I must.
I probably shouldn't tell you this, but some people think that Gellin Prime Water works for the Zentaro. Because he is hopelessly drugged by music, he will think that your ha is very sincere. So, no, don't go telling that to the wrong people, or you'll end up dead.
I thought her ladyship was as well.
Oh, he looks a little scandalized. He says, "Oh no, He gets a very stern face when you say that. She acknowledges that such an organization is useful and does allow them to operate within the city. But to say that she is a member, never.
Never.
She is far too independent to cast her lot in with those thieves and rabble."
And I'll turn away from the mirror and turn towards him and maybe like take a step towards him and say, I must admit, I do have a bit of a weakness for scandalous gossip. Is there any, could you just, a tidbit, one or two? And I'll sort of like sidle a little closer to him as I say that.
Yeah, sure. He will dish mostly irrelevant gossip about people downstairs, who's sleeping with who, crazy stuff like that. The time that the Duchess hosted like a big orgy, and this blood hunter showed up and brought her apple juice. Just just random stuff like that happened in the past. The guy's he's 58 years old, so he's got a lot to dish. So
Yeah.
all right, while that's happening upstairs, what are the rest of you up to? Anybody just gonna enjoy this party? I mean, Thogrum obviously is enjoying this party, but
Yeah.
yeah, Thogrum knows how to party. Are you sitting down next to Harbin Wester? Because he's a very lonely and sad man. So.
Yeah, it seems like we're all sitting down here, kind of having some drinks, and
Oh yeah.
Really, you're still sitting down there after
Spencer climbs up on the couch, and he puts his chubby chin on Pharos' leg, and goes to sleep.
Crash,
no.
can I
I'm
I
trapped.
apologize. Oh, God.
Yeah,
Sorry.
sure. What's up?
Oh, I was asking, can I get the cat in here?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Hey, you're cool. It's very likely that it is somewhere, and I just don't see it. So apologies if I missed it.
No worries.
I think the cat, once it's in here, will kind of go chill with Spencer, maybe.
Oh my god, that'd be so fucking cute.
So, like, kind of like snuggle with like Spencer and like lick him a little bit. Yeah.
Let me update its name tag. It's KAT.
Yeah, KATRAUH.
KATRAUH.
Yeah.
All right. Let me register that so that next time I pull it out, it actually has it on there.
And it goes hunting for Spencer wherever Spencer is.
He's easy to find. He leaves like a little methane trail as he goes.
Oh no.
All right.
I'm trapped. I'm trapped.
Pharos, you feel your tough guy image being destroyed, one sweet animal at a time, as the animals begin to cuddle up with you by the warm fire.
Yeah, Spencer like starts to twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it licks your face, Pharos. I'm really sorry.
Oh no.
Ida says, "Oh, if that isn't the sweetest thing. It doesn't soften my heart at all about what a shit you were at dinner, though."
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm not talking to Spencer. I'm talking to you.
Oh me.
Yeah, Dragonborn.
Oh.
You come into our town,
Ours?
and you act like you're there to help, and you were just digging up dirt. Don't try to
yeah.
deny it.
I'm here. It's like I don't think I care about Saltmarsh.
Oh! She kind of grabs her heart a little bit at the meanest words uttered in this campaign since the mole joke, and she just kind of clutches her chest. Galen gives you a look like, "Why you got to kill this old woman? Like, why are you doing that?" And she says, "Oh, I think you care about what your master cares about."
Master, what do you? I'm here on my own.
Oh, I guess I should say mistress.
Oh snap!
Mistress. That's
Ta-Ree
very
would say it
accusatory.
if they were there.
Why being very? That's a very accusatory thing to say, man.
Galen gives you a look, and he's like, "I mean, you live in her house, you work with her. It's not so hard to think that you might be working for her.
Well, I mean, we'd all just start digging through each other's closets.
Oh, I thought
like-
this was what this was all about.
Oh, okay. Like how apparent is like the werewolf thing?
I mean, you are a human being with a brain. Your character is a humanoid creature with a brain. I think you have enough clues here. Maybe not to win Clue Master Detective, but to certainly make a strong accusation.
I'm gonna get up and kind of like giddily run out of the room.
Harbin says, "Wait! I would also like to giddily run out of the room."
Oh no. Thogrum, wait!
And I'm gonna go
my
find
God.
Illyria.
Yes, let's go dancing.
What?
And
All right.
Look around
Oh,
in the room.
Mom, you said you had something to tell me, since we're not like prying ears our way.
Look, if you really want to know who killed your father, I have resources, I have connections. I'll help you find out.
Really? Okay.
But it's a situation of scratching backs. If I help you with this, first of all, I don't think you're going to like what you find out. And secondly, you're going to need to stop feeding information from my people to your boss.
She's not my boss, but it's like what have we been doing this whole time? You know, the pirating, the mine clearing. all
We
this-
we don't call it pirating. It's free enterprise.
No. Like the biggest eye roll in his tiny eye sockets. can do, but-
Everyone operating out of our anyone doing piracy is a sanctioned privateer of Saltmarsh.
Oh, all right. So,
We do not abide pirates.
And she kind of crosses her arms.
okay. Oh, so he does the air quotes. Okay, well, I'm not gonna say pirates anymore with the biggest air quotes he can.
We're an import-export shipping industry with
So-
shares in fishing.
Okay, and Tabaxigal. Okay.
He kind of sours at that.
So, what am I trying to say? The-
What are you trying to say?
No,
I'm
I don't
curious.
know. I lost my train of thought. Got derailed. I guess I try to get at the what kind of resources can he provide, and like what's so bad about getting bought out by Daggerford if you don't even have to handle it anymore.
The two of them like share a look, and they look at you, and Ida says,
You seem like a nice boy, but you also seem like the kind of person who just lets life make his decisions for him. Like, you've never had to make big decisions for other people. You've never had to care for hundreds and hundreds of people, thousands of people that depend on you and your decisions. You aren't a father. You aren't a mother. You're young and powerful and rich. You can't understand the burden and the sense of responsibility that we carry for the people of Saltmarsh. We cannot, in good conscience, take away everything that the community has worked hard all these years to build. Just hand it over and hope that things will be okay. We can't do that.
I had responsibility, at least I thought I was going to have it, but you know, life had other plans, and so that's why I'm in an adventure right now. You know, but I could understand that, but it feels like just you're fighting, I guess, like a giant tsunami of the Walmart that's moving in, and
Ida looks confused, and
Right.
Gellin puts a hand on her arm and says, "It's a water deep thing. Don't even trouble yourself over it.
But I guess I'll see what Gellin has to offer in form of services in mutual back scratching.
Okay. Thogrum, you and Harbin Wester kind of burst into the into the ballroom. Do you just sort of American football player like rush through the crowd to Illyria, or?
No. So he's gonna like run and like open the door up, and then like it's gonna be like kind of breathing heavy, like looking around, like. And then when he sees Illyria, he's gonna like kind of straighten up a little bit, and then drunkily like make his way through the crowd over to Illyria.
Oh, okay. Everyone knows the rumors surrounding your relationship, and the music changes to something much more romantic.
Oh, jeez.
Everyone turns to watch the proposal.
So he's gonna walk over, and then I'm gonna trip and fall, and then stand up on one knee.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah. Many people gasp. Baleful Christian holds his breath. He's never seen something so romantic.
And then I'm gonna like describe what happened between Pharaohs and Ida with like my hands, with like the two of them talking, kind of like making.
Are you gonna make a?
Faces.
You doing a puppet show?
Yeah, like a
God, I'm so embarrassed.
You hear people murmur, "Is this how dwarves court each other? Is this a dwarven thing?" And this guy gets really mad. And he's like, "Well, how should I know?"
Oh.
Poor guy. Yeah, that's sad.
Let's see if. Nope. I'm just gonna keep talking to her and just stand up and explain to her what went on there, and then. And then I'm gonna.
Oh my gosh, can I grab him and...
Yeah, sure.
Really, Thogrum, we need to do this in private. Can we... I just talked to you outside.
Oh, there's some more murmuring. Oh, they must do it in private. Oh, scandalous.
Okay, I'm gonna go do that thing that you wanted me to do now.
Where's Spencer?
He's in there with the others, and they're talking, and it's getting pretty heated. It's pretty good.
Oh, and Spencer can understand every language that I can understand too, so he can be my little spy.
Oh, okay. As he pretends to snooze. Gotcha.
And then I'm just gonna walk away.
All right.
Kind of like make my way up.
Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse
Is
me,
he drunk?
pardon me, excuse
He's
me,
pretty drunk, yeah. He's pretty
pardon
drunk.
me.
As you walk past her, Lady Morwen looks at you, Illyria, with a smug smile, and she says, "You better hurry. That's a rare catch you've got there.
Indeed.
You wouldn't want someone to just snatch him out from under you."
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, leave her with a lingering glare.
All right, as depicted in your miniature art. All right.
And I'm gonna go try to find Skull. I'm gonna walk around the outside. of the
Sure,
building.
sure.
Yeah, I would conveniently be somewhere
Just passing
outside.
through this archway, yeah, checking things out. Gotcha.
Yeah, well, I don't, because of the two maps, I'm kind of confused where everything's at. I left myself over here. I just looking at everyone else.
I
guess
mean,
would
it's
be
fair.
out in the
It's a
gardens.
pretty. I mean, as poor people go, it's a pretty nice big mansion. So it's it's easy to get lost.
So I'll be out here posted at this gate.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm gonna walk out there. Is Illyria still with me? Following me?
Yeah, she has followed
I'm
after
gonna-
you.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop at the door, and he knows what he's supposed to do. So I don't know why he came to me.
I'm gonna stand right here at like the corner and whisper to Skull and still see Illyria and be like, Skull, psst, psst, come here, come here.
What?
And then I'm gonna look at Illyria. I'm gonna pull the note out of my armor and I'm gonna give her like a thumbs up. And then I'm gonna show it to Skull.
Okay. Do you want to
So
secretly
annoyed.
message Skull so he knows what the secret message is?
Yeah.
Okay. What do they do on the real shows? Oh yeah, this secret message brought to you by Discord. It's the most okayest chat software we have access to.
Mhm.
All
I'm
right.
just gonna watch inside.
Through the glass doors, you just kind of like angry
Yeah.
stare through the glass doors.
Yeah.
All right.
Fingers
Baleful
crossed.
Christian looks over at you and he motions with his hands towards Fireforge, and he mouths to you, "You can do it, girl."
God, I turn around.
All right. Lady Morwen begins to leave the ballroom, pushing past people politely and in a forceful but polite manner, like, "Oh, we bumped into each other. You should move, or I'll snap your neck." And then kind of starts moving out of the room.
I'm gonna
Ups.
slowly.
Yeah,
Can I slowly follow her?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, if I see her walking,
And and I'm gonna be like, where did my? I'll be like, where did my cat go? I need to find my cat. And I'll just slowly follow her, looking for my cat, sort of.
Oh, she looks over at you and she says, "Oh, your cat's in the sitting room."
Very impressive. How do you know that?
I mean, doesn't everyone who can afford a familiar have a familiar?
So I'm in Nikolai in good company.
Certainly, and she stops and she turns and she pushes a hand against your incredibly masculine, muscular chest. She says, "If you'd like to trade spells sometime, I have quite a collection."
Nikolai like that idea.
Honestly, if you'd like, we could go to my library right now.
Where is your library?
It's upstairs. Why don't you follow me? She starts heading towards the stairs.
Right.
Her hand lingers on your chest, and you could kind of feel just the fingernail kind of tugging you towards her as she then breaks her grip with you.
Nikolai, thank you, good lady. Give me 2 minutes, and I will be up there. If that works for you.
Well, I am very busy. I was sort of acting with spontaneity just now. I really must find Pharos. I think he's in the sitting room. Oh, did you start to open the door?
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is. Right. I guess we'll have to continue this another time.
Nikolai, appreciate that. Look forward to trading spells.
All right. Ta-Ree, how long are you going to be pumping the old man for information? Are you waiting for like some nugs to fall out of the basket, essentially, or?
No, I just have 2 more questions for him, and then I'm gonna
Sure. Okay.
try to go back downstairs. Well, I'll ask him first. I'll say, so did Master Pharos grow up here then? Did you care for him when he was a lad, or when he came here?
Oh, he was an edgy little boy. It didn't help that his father was just he was the manliest dragonborn man you could ever imagine. He caught Pharos playing with the dollhouse once, and he set the dollhouse on fire. Made Pharos watch all the little dolls burn up inside the house.
That's dreadful.
Yes. Said that to represent the black caste of the Dragonborn, you needed to be made of sterner stuff. It was a very sad day.
Do you know what happened to his father? Was his father living here when he was killed?
Yes, he was. He was found dead. In his bedroom. He apparently died in his sleep. We experts believe it was poison, though his will and testament demanded that he be resurrected, which is very expensive. We sent for a very powerful priest, and his soul did not answer the call to return, which is, from what I am led to believe, very troubling.
Very troubling indeed. Were the clerics able to determine what sort of poison it was?
It was something that just drained away his health. He was sort of almost a withered husk.
Not to be gauche, but he didn't have any bite marks on him or anything, did he?
Oh, you mean like a, what are those things called? The word escapes me. But they're like an undead that can control your mind and drink your blood.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've heard of such things.
There was
There's-
several
like-
plays for a while that were very popular, but I never paid them any mind. I'm not really into spooky stuff.
Yes, Anne Rice, a wonderful bard.
But I myself, I didn't want to get too involved, honestly. And he looks really sad. I was afraid of the truth, I suppose. Sometimes it's better, I've learned in my nearly 60 years, to look away.
Can I insight check him? Is he trying to warn me?
Yeah, you could insight check him. Yeah. He's basically saying this is a really dangerous place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say. Well, speaking of looking away, I think Morwen wants to take me to bed with her.
Oh, no doubt. She has a voracious appetite for sexual delights.
Out of curiosity, what's happened to the other people she's taken to bed with her?
Oh, what happened to them? I mean, they had breakfast and left, I suppose. Some
That's
were,
reassuring.
yeah, some were a bit exhausted. He kind of blushes when he says that.
But not withered away to a husk.
No. Diminished, perhaps. She is rigorous, I am told, in her efforts.
You do say that you had a crush on her as a lad. Would you like to look upon us if we do? If I do join her?
Oh my god!
Wow.
Let me roll a Constitution save real quick.
Yeah,
like there is a gout of blood from both of his nostrils, and he just falls over unconscious. There is a thump as he hits the ground, and immediately the maids who are eavesdropping at the door begin to bang on the door. Master Xavier, are you okay? Dunk, 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 dunk. Is everything all right? You went in there with that strange individual. Knock, 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 knock.
I'll stabilize him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean he's not at 0 or anything.
Okay.
He just fainted. I mean he fainted.
Okay, yeah.
You proposed something too sexy for his mind to handle. Or in this case his 58-year-old body.
58-year-old. Okay.
Yeah. So it was just too much for him. His little heart kind of gave out for a second.
All right. Well, yeah. I'll move him away from the door and
Okay.
have the maids come in.
Sure. Yeah. So they opened the door, and yeah, there were 2 maids outside the door, and they were totally listening in on as much as they could because maids.
I'll see if they'll let me help them carry him to his room.
Yeah, they look at you a bit distrustfully. But yeah, you do take him away.
I do feel a bit. I'll try to.
Yeah.
It sounds like I don't need to persuade them, but I can if you want me to.
Okay. They say, well, it's really not appropriate. We have to use the servants' stair. All the servants sleep in the basement, even Master Xavier. His eyes flash open, and with a shaky hand, he reaches out and he grabs yours, and he says, "Madam, I want you to know that I would die 100 times to see such a sight, but I fear I might actually die. It would be too much for this old heart to handle. You go and you do you, girl." And his eyes flutter, and he passes out again.
Okay.
All right. So after that weirdness, down here in the small garden, Illyria, Skull, and Thogrum. I think Illyria went back inside. Thogrum and Skull, what's going on over here, guys? Is there anything that we need to know?
I'm just drunkily trying to explain to Skull everything that's happened inside.
God, the worst person.
Yeah.
But
Secret Agent Fireforge reporting for duty.
where'd you leave the baby?
Baby's always with me. I mean,
So baby's just riding around in its papoose on your back?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
The
hear
baby
you
listens
talk.
the baby listens intently to its court jester as he drunkenly explains everything that's happening in the castle. So
With like hand puppets still. I'm doing the hand puppet thing.
yeah, it likes the
He's
hand
talking.
puppets. It actually, Skull, you're a little nervous. It may try to bite one of the hand puppets. So I don't know if you want to intervene or just see what happens on that.
Well, no, I hear you, Thogrum, and then I shoo him away, so there's nothing
Okay, fair enough.
nothing to be done.
After I'm done explaining it, then I'm just gonna wander off.
Yeah.
In Draconic, Even Fang says to you, not really whispering, these people are crazy.
Right? His eyes look kind of wide.
I just mean that when I was living with the lizard folk, it was pretty clear cut what was going on, and here it's really confusing.
You can't trust anyone.
I almost feel, what would it be called? Remorse for how I yelled at the other kobold.
Almost remorse.
Flutie? Whatever his name is. You know. Yeah, the one I keep beating up.
I think he likes Little P. I think that was
Yeah,
his favorite.
that was pretty funny when that other kobold called him Little P.
Yeah, he didn't like
And
that.
then he got really upset. We should call him Little P until he gets so upset he kills himself. And you see its eyes just glisten with like joy at that thought, because I'm here once again to teach you about good and evil. And black dragons are evil.
Yeah.
They are born evil. Okay, they have basic coding for evil. Like just throwing that out there. All right, so he begins to explain to you all the ways that you could call him Little P until he breaks. And some of them are pretty intricate.
I'll ask him how he likes his new dolly too.
Oh yeah, he says,
Oh, its name is Buddy.
Yes.
Wait, did you tell him his name?
Of course I
Wait,
didn't
who
tell him his name. No one told him his name. Nothing. It's amazing.
I don't know this word Buddy, but it just came to me when I was looking at him. You know?
My gosh.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I really like this. Watch.
and he takes a long toenail and he gouges out one of Buddy's beautiful jade eyes and pushes it inside the porcelain skull. Or excuse me, skull. Oh, I meant face. Head. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And like it's now inside, and he gives it a rattle, and the eye is now inside.
Oh, no one can find it.
And then he pokes the other eye out, and again, that his eyes just glisten with like joy as he does. And he shakes the head, and you can hear the jade eyes kind of rattle around inside.
See, now you have a serial killer. Now you...
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
And the best part, Skull, and it kind of hurts him to call his servant by his name, is watch this, and he does like a exorcist like turn of the head, 360 degrees, and the eyes are back in place.
that's pretty neat.
Man, yeah.
No, that's
I didn't
I
know
like
I could
it.
do that.
That's a no.
All right. So while you and your son are hanging out at work, does anyone have anything? Illyria, you kind of were storming after. Did you see the exchange between the lady Nikolai Constantine Third name and Pharaohs?
No, I don't think so. I don't want to like run in.
Oh,
and
you don't want
kinda
to be too
keep it like,
obvious. It's
yeah.
just like, oh, now I'm inside again. I
Mhm.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
As you pass this man, this very handsome man, he wipes a bit of grease away from his third chin and uses it to smooth his mustache handlebar situation, and he says,
Madam, I don't suppose you'd like to dance with a traveling diplomat, would you? I'm on a political tour, you see. We could cut a rug."
and he kind of does like a little shuffle in place.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm unfortunately not here for the party. I'm here to work, and I have to do a job.
Oh,
So
what
I'm
sort of work do
sorry.
you do?
Well, you know, security. So if I
Oh,
were
how
sing
are you?
dancing, I would get in trouble, and I'm just gonna start pushing the door open a little bit. So
Oh,
maybe after, maybe another time. I'm sorry. Okay.
All right. He seems crestfallen because he was about to ask you to go kill the white dragon from the Essentials kit. But all right, that's fine. You push through the doors. I like these pushy doors. So you push through the doors into the main hall. Thogrum is there somehow. Somehow he beat you there.
Yeah. How'd you get here?
I immediately ran over this way. I'm just sitting there.
It's like every Pokemon game where the NPC says, "I'll meet you there," and then you get there and the NPC's like been there for like 3 days, and you're like, "How the?
Where have you been?
What the? Yeah." Anybody? All right, she's gonna push through the doors and say, "Pharaohs, come in here."
Okay.
It seems that things went poorly at dinner, and I just wanted to come in here, Gellin and Ida, and offer my apologies for how things went. I hope that you understand that I always have Saltmarsh on my mind, and its best interest in my heart. I hope that, pardon my Elven, the shit show that was dinner hasn't soured you against Daggerford's hospitality and the sort of prosperity that we can bring to you and your people.
I'll lean into Miss Ida anyway and say, Nikolai, not trust woman, heard many bad things tonight.
Ida says,
yeah. Thanks for the pro tip.
Yeah, she probably already knew, but
No, it's appreciated.
well, you're welcome to stay here the night in the guest quarters. Honestly, stay as long as you like. My home is your home, and just like your home will soon be my home. Now, I have a lovely bard I must track down, if you'll excuse me.
Madam, I have a question.
all right.
I'll pull over to the side.
Sure.
It's like, where did this come from? I'll fish out like my spare signet ring that I found at the cultists at the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
When we found Ebon Fang, it's like, has this been getting out?
Oh, can you hop into private chat real quick?
Okay.
All right, cool. Now that he's gone, yeah, about the note, it's whatever. Like, unless something actually really bad happens, I'm not gonna just like, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm trying to keep it on the download. But Ta-Ree, for whatever reason, I just messaged you. I don't know if you saw it. I will conveniently
No,
be.
Do you guys want to share the note with other people in the party so they know what they're thinking?
No.
It just says she doesn't trust her.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Okay.
It's the obvious.
Okay.
I guess it's to keep Crash on his toes. I don't know. But yeah, if there's a window to look out of, I'll be there.
Awesome, thank you.
You can get my attention.
Yeah, I'm kind of toying with making the cat invisible and letting it track this lady. But she might be able to see invisible things, so who knows?
I wouldn't put it past her.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
It seems like everybody knows that she killed her brother and nobody cares.
Yeah.
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 And like maybe what happened to Pharos' dad is like the big scandal here.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
So she and Ferris talk in whispered tones. Does anybody try to listen in?
Can
I would, I
Spencer?
guess.
Yeah, sure. Spencer, you could try to listen in with your ear holes. Constantine, definitely.
Perception?
Perception, yes. Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Okay. They are discussing whether or not it would be safe for her to let the rest of the Salt Boys spend the night at the manor, or if she should have them sent away. She feels like some of them don't trust her or like her, and it hurts her heart.
That's so sad. We don't want her to be sad.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's hard to pick up all of that with a 10 perception. Spencer, you do pick it up. Gellin, who has a pretty high passive perception, as you guys have discovered before, he could barely hold back his snort of like disbelief. All right, she pushes back out the doors and starts heading for the stairs. Meanwhile, upstairs, they have dragged Old Man away. You are technically alone on the second floor. Do you want to snoop, or are you going to head back down? Ta-Ree.
Yeah. Well, I'll walk out into the hallway, and I'll
Sure,
certainly.
sure.
Jump out the window.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'll sort of like peek my head into rooms, sort of
Okay, sure. There's a lovely bedroom.
with curiosity.
Yeah. There's another lovely bedroom.
And these look like they're guest rooms.
Guest rooms, maybe. Yeah.
Thog room, I think. This
Okay.
ring that we found with the cultist was my father's ring.
Okay. Beautiful glass doors that lead out onto a balcony. There is a servant over here. She's just sort of standing there, guarding the stairs. She looks over at you with her head cocked in confusion and says, excuse me, you came up here with Xavier. Are you lost?
I am, yes.
Oh, it's understandable. The stairs down are here. And she kind of motions to the stairs.
Thank you. These are beautiful rooms up here. Who stays up here?
Oh, well, one of them is a guest room. One of them is, it was a suite for the foreign dignitaries that have been helping Daggerford and vice versa. There's also the mistress's room right here.
Oh, Crash, I can't seem to select my mini.
Oh, all right. Do you have pan or?
Oh, yep.
Okay, no worries.
Select move. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Probably only have to tell me that 2 or 3 more times.
No worries.
And I'll like poke my head in, just like trying to radiate like idle curiosity and see. I'll try to see what her reaction is as is she like
Okay, yeah.
panicking?
The maid is actually kind of breathing on your neck and ear, and she
Mhm.
says, "It's pretty inviting, isn't it?"
It is. Do you want to explore it with me?
Whoa. Yeah, she kind of blushes a little bit and she kind of looks around and she says, "I mean, I really shouldn't, but
Well, we all do things we shouldn't from time to time. Aren't those the most fun?
oof. All right. Give me a persuasion check."
That's a 29.
29. All right, yeah. She drag you in after her. Okay. So inside Lady Daggerford's room, it looks very fancy,
For
resplendent.
35.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it looks very resplendent. This is made with a 35 persuasion check. I mean, it's like like hulking out of her clothes kind of thing. Kind of jumps onto her employer's bed. She's like, "I might get killed for this, but I don't care. 35 persuasion. I'm down for whatevs." Yeah. So it's a whole thing. I don't know if you close the door, cameras cut, that kind of thing, or if you come up with some clever way to explore the room while keeping
No,
her
I think I'm
distracted.
gonna shut the door and blindfold her. And
Oh,
then
okay.
do, like the single drop of water and then like leave her waiting for 5 minutes while I look around the room and then come back to her.
All right. Riding the tidal wave of a 35 persuasion check. Absolutely. So you kind of begin poking about the room. Give me a insight or perception check. Yeah.
And that's plus something.
You definitely feel like you are being watched a little bit.
Okay,
Like there's definitely one or more things alive in the room watching you.
cool. I will not poke into anything. I'll sort of like just walk around like looking at things and not like really pry into anything.
All right. Yeah, the maid on the bed, naked, and doing whatever water drop stuff is happening, is dying from anticipation as you pace around the room.
Yeah, I'll keep going back to her and then like sort of teasing her a little and then going back around the room and just sort of like looking out the windows, getting my bearings, checking out the room. And then yeah, we can fade to black. I don't feel like I need to
Give me obviously.
Cinemax it.
Yeah. Please, this is a family-friendly game. No, go ahead and
Spencer,
give me
get out of there. Hide your eyes.
Give me a investigation check real quick.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, 15 is good. Nothing great. One thing is very disturbing. There is yet another painting on the wall of the lady. This one is weird because there are two other versions of her in the painting, and they are all sort of tangled in an embrace. So there's 3 Lady Morwens in the painting, and they're all sort of tangled up in an embrace. This right here, this painting, is actually of her brother, who you saw the painting of downstairs, but like dead.
Mm. That was over here, you said?
Yes, right here.
Okay.
So three ladies, dead brother. It's nothing like super gory, but it's like she commissioned someone to paint his dead body.
Dead body. Yeah.
And he's kind of like posed, like Renaissance style, like on the slab sort of thing. It's very morbid stuff. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah, we can fade out.
Okay, fair enough. While all that is happening, what is going on downstairs? The Duchess pushes through the double doors, begins heading to the stairs to go upstairs. Anybody have anything? Any objections or like it looks like Nikolai Constantine, third of his name, is following her out into the hallway?
Oh, well, I would. I know you're very busy this evening, but Nikolai would like to see library. Maybe different night?
She looks at you warmly and says, I think I'd like that, yes.
Okay, he'll hold.
Okay.
Oh, miss, did you have a bit a nightcap before you go? Just curious.
I think I've had plenty. I'm actually quite tired. I'll be heading up to bed. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of the party. And she kind of looks over at the servant and she's like, please let people know that I had an excellent time, but I reached my limit and I needed to lay down.
I am gonna cast invisibility on the cat.
Okay.
Yeah, and have the cat begin to fly after her,
Sure.
or maybe not fly. Flying could be loud, but kind of moving upstairs
Okay. Like a cat.
like a cat.
All right. Fair enough. Let me move you to the next map. Let's see. While all that's happening, does anyone else have anything going on?
I guess I'll motion to like Thogrim and Nikolai. It's like I think the ring we found, the one at the my ring that we found with the cultists. I think this is my father's ring.
So why would it be there?
I don't know yet.
Did
Maybe
cultists kill father?
Maybe. I'm trying to figure that out.
Did we kill your father?
No, he's not there. He's not a cultist.
Oh. Because that was gonna be.
This is a long time ago. He died a while ago. So.
I mean, okay.
So I mean, I don't know.
Nikolai would like to find the one that killed your father.
Okay.
Not
you.
right.
All right.
Uh,
Ta-Ree, as you are in the middle of barding, you do hear the door opening to the bedroom. Lady Morwen steps in. The maid lets out a shriek. But
And I'll immediately say, like, finally, you're here. We've been waiting for you.
oh, all right. Yeah, she is going to close the door behind her. Perverted cat, do you try to sneak in before the door is closed?
perverted cat does.
Okay, perverted cat. Give me a acrobatics check to see if you can slip in the door.
All right, let me find perverted cat's acrobatics score. Dex, I think. All right. Nope. No cat.
Oof. Yeah. Oh God. Let's see. We're gonna roll. We're gonna roll for it. Let's see. Oof, that hurt pretty bad. You didn't get slammed in the door, but as you go, the door kind of wha-bam, and you were already kind of a pug-nosed cat. But it's like permanent now. Yeah,
That's fine.
It's jammed in there. Yeah.
Can it try and get out the windows here? Or no?
Oh, I mean, you could. I mean, I think another cat has already informed you how easy it is to break in and out of this house.
Yeah, so perverted cat's gonna try and get out the windows and fly.
Okay. As she approaches, she uses Mage Hand and begins pulling closed the curtains. One by one, Inviso-Cat desperately tries to find a spot where it could pervo in.
As she starts pulling the curtains,
Yeah.
I'll like lay a hand kind of like between kind of below her shoulder on her chest, but not grabbing anything, and say like, oh, could we leave them open? I want to open a window. And I'll see what she how she responds.
Oh man, she like raises an eyebrow, and you kind of hear like her stomach growl a little bit, like maybe because dinner got ruined and she didn't really get enough to
Right.
eat. I don't know, right? And she says, "Of course."
I'll whisper in her ear.
You could spare me. So something sexy and
Okay.
cute.
Yeah.
I got
Yep.
you. Okay. All right. So the camera fades out again. This time with perverted cats, and it's 1 hit point. Just watching the whole scene break down. Oof. All right.
But I did get to open a window.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So
Which window?
it would probably be the side window, more than likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
She'll actually just keep these elven doors wide open to the balcony.
Okay. Cool.
All right. All right. So, camera fades to black. Sexy time stuff happens. Sure. No need to go into graphic detail here, but as promised by her butler, it is a vigorous thing. So I believe I actually will want you to make a saving throw here for no apparent reason.
No apparent reason at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I will use a luck point.
Okay.
I will stick with my first one.
Okay. Yeah. Let me roll some dice real quick.
For no reason.
For no reason, right. Let's see. I'll use these analog dice. They're feeling lonely. Let's see. Exist in the real world. Oh my. Okay.
Oh my.
I think you'll be okay. Ta-Ree, you went to Bard College. You're a fae. You thought you had seen and experienced it all. You were wrong. This 55-year-old woman put you through your paces, and eventually, you do passed out. All right. So Katyaru, are you watching in the capacity of I am a Tressum who is in the Familiars Union, or is a more perverted hobgoblin sitting in a chair somewhere trancing out and like watching through your eyes?
It's unfortunately the latter.
Well, if that's the case, yeah.
You gotta learn something about life, and this is.
You are from a somewhat savage, yet refined, warrior culture.
Thank you.
The majority of samurais in 5th edition come from Hobgoblin society. Women give birth on the battlefield. There is no better gender among the Hobgoblin people. It is all about what your abilities are and how good you are at what you do. Like, war is an art. It is the craft. It is everything. But you guys, you do need to make babies to be born on the battlefield. And you thought, Nikolai Konstantinov's name, that you had seen it all. You hadn't seen shit. I would say your mind's probably been blown apart. Yeah. Like this is the equivalent of a D&D character traveling to the future, and the first thing they do is go to Pornhub. Like, you're just like, say what? Like, it is almost supernatural, the things that you witness. I don't know what you want to do about that information.
I'm just sweating profusely and with wide eyes.
So should I just are you back here on the couch in front of the fireplace?
Yeah,
just sweating and stroking out. Well, that's a terrible choice
No.
Yeah. Sorry. No. I mean,
he is a hobgoblin, so it's not out of the No,
Okay.
No, he's not doing that.
Yeah, Spencer, like thinking that you're having an epileptic seizure, is going to try and like shake you out of the trance. You cannot feel anything while you're in a familiar trance, and then he is going to run for help. So he finds his mom. He honks at you furiously. You read the subtitles of honking. Apparently, Nikolai is dying. Something is so terrible that his body is shutting down. Meanwhile, these two love-struck idiots just stand at the foot of the stairs, looking up, wondering when Ta-Ree will come back.
Oh, jeez. Where's Ta-Ree, guys? And we'll follow Spencer. And kind of shove Thogrum, like, what a good help you were.
All right, yeah, you walk in and you see Nikolai Constantine, third of his name. He's kind of got like a long shoelace of drool, and his eyes are just kind of flickering like super fast, like he's like in REM sleep or something.
And he looks terrified too.
Yeah.
Ita, what happened to him?
Ida says, I'll be honest, I looked over and he was back on the couch, and I asked him a question, and he's just been doing this, and there's that whole thing. I put a handkerchief over it, and you do see that there's like,
Oh, God, no.
yeah. And Gellin just like lets out this bark of laughter, and just pounds his leg with his fist, and he's like, "This is the stupidest party I've ever been to in my whole life. I'm so glad you came." Whoa, no, I'm not. Oh, no. Do you think you heard me? I'm not. Oh, I don't even want to say it again. I'm leaving. Ida, I'm going to stay in town. I can't stay in this house.
Have we seen Nikolai, look through?
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah,
Okay,
you've
so
seen
we
him
know
go
he's...
into familiar mode. It's never had this reaction, though. He might be having some kind of allergic reaction to something he ate at dinner, because there's a lot of, like, swelling, you know?
He can't hear us, right?
No, he can't.
Nope.
His senses are inside the nanny cam right now.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the one that has to impartially referee it, so I know exactly how you feel. So.
What
What's just wrong with you, Daggerford people? Like, what is this?
Where's the cat?
Apparently watching something arousing.
Oh, gross. God. Ugh.
All right.
Thought
Yeah.
you talking into this?
How long do you stay in your cat? I guess it's a really important question.
I think he would stay in it for a while, especially once Ta-Ree kind of like passes out.
Okay.
I think he'd want to kind of make sure nothing nefarious happens.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. So you give him a couple of slaps to the cheek, you give him a couple of shakes, like he is gone. He might be trapped inside his familiar, but he is not responding or coming back to his body.
Should I dispel him?
Is he mumbling anything?
I mean, yeah, you can talk. Are you saying anything, or I mean, are you worried about like who would come in and hear you?
Yeah, I guess he doesn't know who's in the room. Nikolai would say, what'd he say? There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I think he wouldn't say anything until Ta-Ree went unconscious, and then he would say, Ta-Ree maybe fell asleep. Nikolai not know, but other bad lady in room.
Now, so you know, the duration of this was well over like an hour. I don't know what the duration of your invisibility is for your cat.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Should he see a doctor if that thing's still up?
I just want to like walk in the room like, whoa, shit. Wow,
Is that large or small?
lad, that's huge.
Pharaohs.
Like, Feros, I mean, if they call you Little P, they're calling my friend here Huge P.
It's a little because I was tiny. It's not because of the penis thing.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess the cat would try and just kind of like stealth like around a corner and continue to watch like a pervert, like the pervert cat it is.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Okay. After Ta-Ree has passed out, the maid passed out way before Ta-Ree did. She. Yeah.
I just so I was making a fair amount of noise.
Oh yeah.
For people who might be outside and wondering where I was.
Fair enough. Yeah, you guys are you're right above the room. So as you guys ask, where is Ta-Ree? You hear noises, like the noises that Forrest Gump's mom made when she got him into private school, like those kind of noises.
Okay.
no.
To go way back, good
I
old
like
school
it.
movie reference. Yeah, I mean it is melodious, obviously, but it is loud and perhaps unmistakable, and coming from the room above you.
Jesus Christ.
At one point, there is a couple of thuds and some plaster kind of drizzles down in a dusty cloud from the ceiling. A few books fall off the shelves.
how tall is the roof?
Uh,
The ceiling in the room we're in?
in this room, it's a 15-foot high ceiling because they're very poor, so they only have a 15-foot high ceiling.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. I'm assuming they'll be fine in the morning.
Now,
So is she
Pharaohs,
really worried
this
that
is
she's
something
alone?
that happens all the time in this house.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm not impressed.
Right.
I want to walk over and I want to cast guidance on Nikolai, Constantine, third of his name, and see if it does anything.
Oh my goodness.
It gets even bigger.
All right.
Ew.
Nikolai, can you jump into secret meeting real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, great.
This is hilarious.
This is really funny. I like
You
this.
blew the largest load in the world, Nikolai.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I think it's hard to say whether we could even do anything or not, because if we do anything, a lot of things are going to roll into initiative.
Well, yeah, because there's knights everywhere. Also.
And there's gargoyles and there's invisible things.
Oh yeah, in the room.
Probably everywhere.
We could stand to like scan the house, like scan those paintings to see if
Oh, the things like
They're
inside
magical.
the paintings.
Oops, sorry, Liam.
All right. So, Pharos, as you head out into the hallway, your uncle turns to you and he's like,
Little P. Little P. I gotta tell you,
Mm.
your uncle's heart is broken. It's
Oh
broken.
no.
I wasted my life loving too many everythings.
Yeah.
It's only now that I found the one that really matters, and
Who's
she's up
that?
there with another.
Look, I don't know. I wouldn't. Just go in the room yourself for proclaim love.
I
Join
wrote
in.
I wrote her this love note. You think you could maybe give it to me? Give it to her for me. Don't read it though, little P. Don't read it.
How about we go up together and you can just join in? We could all join in.
Whoa!
Yeah.
What kind of house is this? I am really glad I actually answered my mail. Oh, this is awesome. I get all your money. I get to sleep in your room, and now I get to hook up with the
Wait.
Duchess and the bard of my dreams. Oh, I can't get any better than this.
Lord Morwen watches like a sad dog left out in the rain as you two head up the stairs without him. His hatred for Dragonborn quintuples that day. It was already like 500, so it's very high now. All right, you guys watch as Little P and Big R head up the stairs. What do you guys do? Nikolai, do you?
Nikolai's done?
Yeah,
I
Nikolai.
think
Yeah, wait. You wait from your trance.
Yeah, I guess I'll take my handkerchief off. That was a little embarrassing.
Okay, sure.
And he'll look at Thogrum and Illyria, who he sees. And I'll say, Nikolai need to go take care of business, do something. And
Yeah.
he's gonna start walking up the stairs. I don't think you are invited, but I hope to see you again.
What?
Don't hurt anybody with that thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll kind of give you like a little elbow jostle, wink, whatever. And I'm gonna go upstairs.
All right.
Rastus, what the hell do you think you're doing? Like after I'm like out of earshot of everybody, I can only
This
lay
is
it
why I
out.
told you to find Ta-Ree. God.
All right. He looks to you and he says,
What?
What are you even talking about, nephew? Like, I told you I'm in love.
No, I mean with my money, with my position
Oh,
in this house.
yeah? So, look, the job offer came and I took it. Like, you weren't doing the job, man.
And I was gonna
You know
come
how
back
it go. You know how Black Dragonborn roll.
Apparently, I do now.
You do now, then your father didn't teach you right.
What did you know about my father?
What did I know about your father? All I knew about your father that is he was a bit full of himself. If I'm being honest right now. And he stands to his full 5'1" and he puffs out his chest.
Oh, he's a lot shorter than me.
Just a bit. It's hard to have a conversation because of like the harmonious sounds that are coming from the door up ahead. The one with the derpy whale sitting on the expensive vase outside.
Okay, so
look. Can't we talk about this later? We've got some teamwork to do. We got to show them what we're made of. That's what diplomats do.
Oh yeah. What are you telling everyone about the small penis thing?
Oh yeah, it's called managing expectations, right? So if you tell them it's gonna be small, and then it's only kind of small, it kind of looks big.
For you, maybe.
And since we're aliens, nobody knows how this shit works. Just go with it. If I get enough people believing this, anybody that's got half a decent one's gonna look like a champion.
We need to hire this guy.
Oh my god.
All right, here we go. Sweet Ta-Ree, I could not stay away any longer. My loins doth pursue thee through the abyss and beyond.
You hear a haunting voice come from Lady Morwen, and she says, "Oh, come in, learn our customs and our ways." And he heads in. Do you head in with him, Pharos?
Oh,
or
no.
you? No. Okay. Pushing past you, it's a very big hobgoblin. He has come up the stairs and he is beelining for the door. Is that correct, Nikolai?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is correct.
Wait, Nikolai, what are you doing?
And Nikolai is in the
What are you
room. All right. I need Rasprax and Nikolai to both make Constitution saving throws, please.
I thought you were mine, maybe.
And you never see any of us ever again.
I mean, this could actually end the campaign, but that's not what we're after here today. So, at least I hope not. I hope you guys aren't suiciding out of the campaign. I mean,
No.
I'm trying my best here. Let's see. Okay, that's rough. All right. Okay. Yeah. If you didn't know any better, Constantine, you would say that Rasprax died that night. He was so into what was going on, he just sort of kind of fell over, gasping. In the haze of sensuality that was happening, you could have sworn for just a moment that he started to look a little like a dried out raisin, like less like a adorable Geico gecko, and more like a California raisin.
It happens to all of us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You do feel drained by the events, but you only fall asleep if it is of your own accord. I will say that Lady Morwen seems to be possessed of a nearly supernatural stamina for these sorts of things, and could certainly go much longer than any person you've encountered. But you did outlast the rest.
I think Nikolai, since he hasn't, I don't think he wants to fall asleep.
Okay.
And I think he would say, "Beautiful lady, it's wonderful to be in your bedroom. Before intercourse, hobgoblins like to discuss books and read stories, especially to discuss magic. Is that something we could do first?"
Oh wow, man, you kind of killing the vibe there.
No. Sorry, erotic stories and erotic spells.
She does know erotic spells. She uses some on you. I won't go into details because it's not that kind of game. If you need links to those supplements, I could provide them to you.
Yes,
but yeah,
definitely.
just hit me up in DMs. Suffice to say, transmutation magic is involved. And little shape shifting maybe. Some bulls and durance, right? So all that's going on, but she has no intention of leaving to go to the library. Afterwards, when you survive the encounter several hours later, she'd gladly put on a robe and take you to her library, Beauty and the Beast style.
Okay.
Yes.
That sounds hot.
All right, Pharos, do you sit like a kid that's upset that his mom brought boyfriends home, like outside the door? Because that's kind of what your miniature is looking like right now. Like
They're wrestling.
Well, like I'll pace. Like my intent, like I'll pace.
Awkward.
Can I awkwardly? Can I get you in a private chat real quick, just for like 2 seconds?
Sure. Okay.
I kind of want to like stumble up there now.
I'm not going anywhere. You're too drunk to know what the hell's going on.
I know, that's why.
Sit down.
Make it funny.
I'm just fucking standing outside, just like looking around.
Bye.
You and
Yeah.
Evan trying some quality father-son time.
Yeah. And teach him how to hunt.
You could probably teach him some pretty good vocabulary. You could probably get him.
No, I'm going to. Oh, yeah, I plan to. Oh, I already said that in the.
Oh, I just mean this time he could probably learn like a couple of.
Yeah,
just,
maybe that's
point
what I'll be
out
doing.
things.
Yeah.
All right. So while all this is going on, because it takes several hours, during this several hours of awkwardness, the party starts to wind down. Guests begin to give pleasantries and all that, and they begin to head out. Ida continues to sit by the fire. She's reading one of her mystery novels right now. Just having a nightcap while she listens to the lovely piano music. What are the rest of you doing?
I'll look. Is Luck of the Draw still around? See if he's like stolen my stuff back.
He's always around.
Okay. Is it like a Beetlejuice where you say his name 3 times and he pops up?
I
or-
mean, you could try, sure.
It's like, look at the draw. Look at the draw.
Okay. As you
Hey.
pass by the upstairs window here, as you pace awkwardly, listening to your essentially adopted stepmom ?
Right.
Yeah. Luck of the draw taps on the second story window, upside down.
Hey. So how's it going? How's it going?
It's pretty good. This place has actually got pretty high security below ground.
Hello. What's down there?
Oh, like a whole dungeon.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of keeps have dungeons, I guess, but like this one's kind of like, it gives me a hinky feeling.
Yeah. Like the
You know, the hinky die-dies.
Oh, the hinky die. Oh, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, if you'd steal any of the stuff back, like the gold and the valuables, take it back. Try to sell it off, fence it.
Uh-huh.
It's my stuff anyway. They just let me have it.
Well, I definitely found a vault, but there's too many wards on it to get into. There's also a secret meeting place that's got like, devil stuff.
Oh.
Are you aware of that? Since you live here, are you into devil stuff?
I don't
Are
know
you like an
anything.
Asmodeus kind of guy, or
Oh,
whatever his
nah.
name is?
What's a devil?
What's
know,
the devil?
From hell.
Is it like demons or devils are like the same thing?
Oh, they're certainly not the same thing. They would be very upset if you made that comparison.
No.
Yeah.
I think Ferris is very ignorant of a lot of hell's devil stuff.
Okay.
But
I mean, I'm not judging. I mean, I've worked for all kinds of people. I've worked with all kinds of people. I mean, you do you, It's just kind of weird to me that, like, we're dealing with cultists, like, down in, like, Saltmarsh and in the swamps, and then I go snooping around this place and, like, find, like, what I could only describe as, like, a secret meeting room for devil worshippers.
oh,
Skull
Where
will
is-
kind of be just wandering around the grounds, and he'll look up. He'll just wave at Luck and Pharos in the window. Keep going.
He smiles broadly and waves down at you.
Hey, how's it going, Skull?
So far, so good.
Hey, the boss left, so we could go back inside and eat cake now.
You should tell Skull and Thogrim about the devil stuff, I guess. See what they
That's
make
really
of it.
not my business. I mean, to be spreading that kind of stuff around. I just let you know because we're tight, and also because you live here. So I kind of thought, I was like telling you to gauge your reaction.
Oh, I don't know anything about the devil stuff, honestly. Maybe
I see.
I'll ask around. Don't worry about it.
All right.
All right.
Oh yeah, I did find a bunch of jewelry. I'll split it with you after I fence it.
Neat.
Okay.
Right.
Anyone else have anything they do during the several hours leading up to the eventual death of Nikolai Constantine, third of his name?
Huh?
What? Oh, no. So I was just trying out, like Stephen King, he'll like say stuff like that like early in the book, and then you'll be like, what? And then you'll like wait for the shoe to drop, but it never does. But then it does. I was trying that sort of narrative out. I don't know if it's actually going to happen or not because this isn't a book. It's Dungeons and Dragons. So, but I think it had the effect because it definitely got some attention.
It did.
Yeah. All right.
Sit in the room with Lyria and just maybe talk to Ida every once in a while.
All right. So, Belle, you are taken by the beast into her library. It is, I'll be honest, pretty lame. There are rich people with way bigger libraries than this. This is definitely a poor rich person's library. There's only like, I don't know, 1,000 something books, encompassing a room twice the size of her bedroom, if not larger. 2 sofas, fireplace, 2 study alcoves, a globe of Toril, artwork, a 20-foot wide fireplace. What does this look? A 25-foot balcony that oversees a beautiful garden. So poor people. Library. And she kind of motions about, letting her robe kind of fall open a little bit as she does. You've seen everything and then some, so it's not a surprise. And she kind of motions to the whole room. She says, please feel free. Whatever grabs your attention.
You know how to woo man with beautiful body and books.
If you would like, you can add any 3 spells up to 5th level, including Acquisition Ink spells, to your spellbook at no cost.
Oh.
Whoa!
And then he dies.
And then he gets a nosebleed and passes out.
Yeah.
Nothing else could do it, but this was the final push. It's very like Patrick Swayze Ghost going way back in time. She like sits you down at like the scribing station, and she like puts her arms around you, like this is how you hold a quill, like kind of thing.
Show Nikolai how to quill. Nikolai like that.
So Pharaoh's out in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was your life growing up, as horrible as it is to say. Like this woman was a force of nature. What are you gonna do about all this? You just gonna pace or
no?
Can you go ahead and give me a stealth check, please?
Okay. I am not very stealthy. I'm 0 stealthy.
Okay. Unless you've got magic to compensate, it's not very stealthy. All right. You do the deed, and then
wait,
you leave.
Oh yeah, and then then I'll.
The important thing about being sneaky is you have to remember what you're being sneaky about.
Right. That's the thing. I'll do the thing, and then like down the stairs, and I guess I'll like reminiscently like have my claws trace across like the banister and the like the things like I remember as a kid.
Oh yeah. You used to have your Dragon Bait and Arctis Simber action figures kind of run up and down the banister and like jump over the knobs, you know what I'm saying, as they ran, like classic kid stuff. So all right. Yeah. And there's like, the whole like flashback of you doing that and your father, tall and foreboding, standing at the top of the stairs, looking down at you. That whole thing. So. All right. So, it sounds like the evening kind of just goes on without any eventful stuff. I mean, we're probably pushing like 3 a.m. at this point, so I think the music is gonna die down and nighttime will set in, and that'll be that.
Where did I guess I told Nikolai, I was like, hey, I heard there was I'll ask about the what's going on in the basement, see if there's any cool stuff going on there.
All right. Well, the scribing of spells is a long process. So Nikolai will probably be Nikolai is probably going to be busy for a while he.
It's gonna be a long night. He'll look really tired when he comes down. He'll give you a little smile.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. At one point, Nikolai, you look up and Lady Morwen is not there. You are alone in the library.
That's how I like it.
Okay. All right. Anyone else have anything? Do you just settle in and get some sleep eventually? Do you wait until the captain of the guard kind of rounds you guys up? Like, what's your protocol? Like, how professional do you want to be on this?
Professional?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm probably just gonna fall asleep on the couch.
Okay.
I'll fall asleep on my books, I guess, or her books, her beautiful books.
All right. Lady Dana Slater. She does. That's an awesome last name. She does track down Skull and Illyria, and she says, "Well, the party's over. Other than a dinosaur shitting on the floor. It doesn't seem that anything unusual happened. Excellent work. You will all be paid as was promised. And so anyone who wanted the 50 gold, they will pay you the 50 gold for your protection services. And Lady Dana offers 50 gold to Thogrum, not so much for protection, but for your incredible concoction that was so popular at the party, and bartending, and just generally being a jovial guy.
He's gonna like kind of take it and like go to put it in his pocket and drop it on the floor.
Okay. All right. With that, the night guard will finish up their shift. People who worked in the day can get some much-needed rest, and time will speed up to morning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You awaken quite early. There are many guards, not just her house guard, but there are guards from the town proper, as well as paladins of Lathander. When they arrive on the scene, they have sort of a guard investigator, so like a special officer of investigations. The person sort of is brandishing papers, making a big scene. Xavier, who looks quite tired, but alive and well. He kind of answers the door, and what is the meaning of this? And the special officer in charge of investigations boldly declares, we're here for a Rasprax. Yeah, we have reason to believe that this wanted criminal is hiding here, running from a crime that he committed, or dare I say, returning to the scene of the crime to finish what he started. And then he kind of like takes a drag on his cigarette because he's so fucking cool. Xavier eyes the cigarette scornfully and says, well, such an individual is staying here, but it's awfully early. I don't suppose you know this is the Lady Morwen Daggerford's home. Obviously, you can't just come busting in here. And the special investigator's like, last time I checked, the lady wasn't above the law. And then everybody kind of like makes a face like, well, she kind of is, but and then Xavier's just like, of course not, please come in. What unfolds before you next is a tragedy. Big R, as he was known to many, he is dead. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, he poisoned himself last night with the same poison that he had used to kill his brother and increase his rankings within the family. Tragic. Yep. As they're kind of carting the body away, it looks like a dried up husk almost, and clutched in its desiccated fingers is its trophy from the murder of the brother, a signet ring that belonged to Pharos' father. All right. Special Officer of Daggerford says, well, looks like a pretty cut and dry case. Couldn't handle the guilt of what he's done. Here, this note written in his hand says, I couldn't bring myself to do it. I couldn't look at little P. And no, maybe I should read it in his voice. No, that'd be too heartbreaking. I couldn't look at little P knowing what I had done. I couldn't bear the crime that I committed, let alone repeat it. Dang. All right.
When do I regain
Yeah.
consciousness?
You regain consciousness a few times during the night. At one point, a shadowy figure, spiky, humanoid, tall, made its way into the room, and then back out. But you lacked the physical strength to move or respond. One of those like heavily drugged situations.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also recall waking up just briefly as the maid got up and left, and you assume little R got up and left. And then when you awoke, you were in Lady Morwen's bed alone and tucked in.
Okay.
How cute.
The night before is a jumbled blur, and you feel, if this was a game, that you have 1 hit point.
Oh.
So I should go ahead and like maybe minus 42 from what I have going on right now?
Perhaps. You also have 2 levels of exhaustion.
Cool.
All right.
Crash, would Nikolai have been there when they showed up, or would he still be kind of, tired from his, scribing?
Oh gosh, yeah, like depending on what spells you picked, the scribing could take a long time. Yeah.
How long?
I believe the rules for scribing.
It's like an hour per level. Or
It's like
even more?
like you're gonna be in there for a while. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, scribing scroll.
9.
Oh, that's making a scroll from scratch. It should be listed on your Wizrobe stuff.
I'll figure it out.
Well, you don't have a specialty. You're the war wizard, so I think some
Yeah,
spells you can do
it's gonna
for
take a
half.
little while.
Yeah.
Let's see. But could be a huge savings depending on how much time you want to spend scribing scrolls.
Let's see, 5, 3, 4. So I think he'll do.
Here you go. Copying a spell to your book. Blah blah blah. Copying a spell to your book. Blah blah blah. For each level of the spell, it takes 2 hours and 50 golds, of which she's willing to comp the cost of the magical inks and stuff. And but yeah, you'd be in there for a long time. Dare I say, it almost feels like she set you up to be busy for a while.
It does.
Yeah.
It's
Busy
26 hours.
and fully dedicated to your work. I guess the question is, do you take this opportunity to get a little greedy, or do you use a bit of like restraint and decide not to?
Nikolai always use restraint, especially Ida is out there. So
Okay.
he would probably take like the night. So like 8 hours.
Okay. That would put you at like by the time you got to the library, yeah, that would take you to about 11 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, because you didn't get to the library till 3 a.m. So
yeah, it was a long night.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll do 1/4 level, actually 1/3 level spell. So
okay, so you spend 6 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
You do go all night without sleep, so give me another Constitution save to see if you get any exhaustion.
I could see it coming.
Oh, you're fine. Just like they trained
Snap.
you. You don't gain the benefits of a long rest, but you also don't gain any exhaustion. So, Pharos, are you roused for this? Do you sleep through it? Like, what's the deal here?
No, I'll go to the front when people are like, I'll hear the commotion going. I didn't do any extracurricular activities last night. I'll be pretty well rested. So, I'm gonna like watch as like the special investigators like, are you
They
sure?
they carry the sweet boy out of there. The special investigator looks at you with his swarmy face and his sort of brown like trench coat over his guard armor. his hair a tousled mess of brown curls. And he says, listen, kid. We're real investigators. We solve real crimes. We don't say we're going to solve a crime and then go hang out in Pirate Town.
Well, I guess. Well, what does that mean now?
It means you could give me a thank you since we solved your father's murder and probably saved your life.
Well, thank you. He like nods, respectively, but kind of like flustered that he didn't get to do it himself. But what happens to the body now? Do we take it home? Do you take it?
Oh, they kind of look at each other and then they're like, well, we're gonna have our mage run some forensics on it, just to make sure that there's nothing weird, like it's not a doppelganger or possessed or anything like that. Then we can return it to you. You're the next of kin, and you can decide what to do with it.
Okay. I knew he did it. I guess, who do I talk to about this whole diplomat staff snafu now? This looks pretty bad, to be honest.
Okay, I mean, this guy has nothing to tell you about how to be a noble. I mean, he's just a guard officer, Like
right.
he's not a noble. He doesn't know what the hell you're gonna do with your life.
Pontificating,
Yeah. All right. One by one, each of you would awaken. I'm assuming after Illyria's case, 4 hours of reverie. The rest of you at your choosing, I guess. Those of you who kind of slept in the lounge. It's, you wake up and there's people in there cleaning and stuff like that, sort of cleaning around you. All right.
Well, that was boring as shit. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Nikolai will at least come downstairs, I think, at some point.
Well, there's a whole basement.
Nothing interesting happened at all.
You want to explore the basement?
I'll
give him
I don't know about the basement, Pharaohs. Don't say anything to anybody.
I know. I was like, do you want to explore?
Nobody told us anything.
No one said anything to anyone. So
I would.
Pharaohs,
I would go.
Where's
up to
Harbin
you.
Wester? Where'd that putty guy get to?
Harbin Wester, I would assume he left with the other nobles, so he's probably staying in town somewhere.
Pharaohs, I would go up to you, and Nikolai would say, "So sorry about Uncle. Saw him killed by Lady Duchess of the house. Worst thing I've seen in many years. Turned into raisin."
Got what he deserved, I guess. And he kind of stays silent about it. But
so where is this conversation happening? Is it happening in the lounge? Are you guys taking a walk through Daggerford? Are you taking a walk through the gardens? Where are you guys sort of meeting up in the morning to dish on the night's events?
Not in the
Maybe
house.
the inn.
Okay, so I'm gonna move everybody back to the Daggerford travel brochure. All right.
And you guys taking his money and left, actually in as soon as he got paid.
All right. So you guys all agree to meet back up at the inn where Ta-Ree has secured you lodging in their wine cellar.
The wine cave.
I like it.
All right. Okay. So, one by one, you all trickle in. Ta-Ree, do you decide to retire from adventuring and live with Lady Morwen Daggerford as a completely pampered significant other for the rest of your days? Amen. Or do you meet up with the rest of the party?
I regretfully postpone that very appealing offer.
Okay.
and meet up with my party.
Fair enough. All right. So, you guys meet up down in the wine cellar of this very crowded tavern, because it's still very crowded. There's, noise up top of, people coming and going and whatever. And you guys kind of sit on barrels and, sacks of dried goods and things like that. And the dragon plays with his doll. It mostly just kills it over and over and over again, like small animals and children do with toys. Yeah. Spencer looks nervously at Ebenfang. This is the first quote-unquote animal, Illyria, that Spencer has not shown any interest in playing with. Mostly because every time Ebenfang looks at Spencer, it has a look in its eyes of, I will melt you. I will eat you. I will climb in your mouth and explode out your blowhole.
Oh my goodness.
Like, it doesn't say these things to him, but like, it has like that such an evil look on its face when it looks at Spencer. It seems fascinated by the love you have for this creature, Illyria, and whenever it sees you being nice to Spencer, you can see it sort of rubbing its little hands together, like it's plotting.
He's gonna take away my love.
I mean, I don't. This is like the shitty little kid on the bus. It's like this the nice kid and the mean kid. And every time the good kid gets attention, the mean kid gets more angry.
Katiaru has a bundle of ice in a rag held to its nose and is sort of occasionally yowling and bemoaning the trauma that it went through last night. Spencer does try to comfort this creature, but like cats do, it just sort of scratches his nose and tells him to go away.
Spencer.
Does Nikolai Constantine, third of his name, also have a bundle of ice? In parts of his anatomy?
Whoa!
On his campsite?
No. He's a hobgoblin. He can deal with this stuff.
Fair enough. Yes. Love on the battlefield, born on the battlefield, die on the battlefield. Absolutely. All right. I'm going to mute my mic so that you guys can dish to each other, and I will not in any way jump in until you tell me that you have dished enough, because I would love to hear in character how you guys each sum up the evening to each other. This is an excellent role-playing opportunity.
I'm glad I spent all night worried about each and every one of you, and you guys kept us all in the dark.
Oh. Well, I had fun. At least I think so.
I got your message, Illyria, but leaving my post would have made it very suspicious.
I am sorry about that, Illyria. I went upstairs with Xavier, and then I had the opportunity to check out the room, and then she came in, and so I couldn't leave.
Okay. So
By the way, I feel like shite. Thogrim, is there something wrong with me?
who wasn't fucking last night?
I definitely wasn't.
What?
Nikolai found some good books. Illyria, I do apologize for going up quickly, but found spells. I think kept ourselves safe. Katiaru
Safe from
hurting. Safe from the lady of the house.
What did she do?
I feel like that was fairly obvious.
Yeah.
Something came in the middle of the night while Rathbrax was lying there. Something spiky and shadowy and tall as fuck, and I couldn't move my body. It was fucking scary.
Nikolai have guessed. Nikolai think it Duchess.
You mean like those dreams where you can't move, and then you wake up, and then you still can't move, and then you see the aliens at the bottom of your bed? Those.
Yeah, exactly fucking like that.
Yeah, Nikolai think Duchess, not nice lady, as Illyria, I think, saw.
She's fine.
Why do you think oh, that's interesting, Feros. Why do you think Duchess fine? She seems to kill people and then take advantage of them.
I'm still here.
Mm.
What does Ta-Ree look like? She's nearing death then.
Ta-Ree looks like she's got like sunken cheeks. She looks kind of malnourished, like a person that's gone a long time without food and sleep.
Feros, why you think Lady Fine? Every time we interact with her, she seems to say or do violent things.
Well,
I mean, she is good, I hear, in bed, but other than that.
well, she's taken care of me all this time, so I'm just trying to do right by her, I guess.
But your father died the same way. Don't you think she might have killed him?
Also, Nikolai thinks she framed your uncle. Nikolai saw Uncle die as soon as she entered into his room.
Oh, you think she killed her?
Nikolai, quite sure. Nikolai was there.
Can I would love, well, I don't know. Is it considered PvP if I insight check Pharos to see if he seems
Oh,
surprised
no.
by
I
the...
did it. I did it before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I found out how
Yeah.
he's not cool about coming back to Daggerford.
Yeah. Oof. All right, Pharos, give me a deception check, please.
Okay.
Don't forget your D6 tree.
Yeah.
You had a ring made for you.
Oof.
Oh, you already beat it though.
Yeah, Pharos. Well, why don't you, me, and Ta-Ree go into private chat real quick?
Oh.
Okay. Well, actually, shoot, did they already go? Or are they still here?
No, I'm still here.
Okay. Why don't you answer the question how you see fit, and then we'll go into private chat.
Well, so what was the question again? Why does
Well, just the general.
I whispered,
yeah.
I think she killed your dad
Oh,
Yes.
and
okay.
your uncle.
So, what would be your response to that?
Why would you? She'd never do that to me. You know, my uncle's always had it out for me the entire time. You know, he took my money, my position, and it looks like he just couldn't have enough.
But he had it all, and then why would he have killed himself?
And Nikolai definitely saw him die when he entered into her room.
Okay. So now is it secret meeting?
Secret meeting time?
Maybe we'll be okay. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Let's keep going.
Wait. So you're
Nikolai-
saying? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Ta-Ree.
So you're saying someone tall, spiky, walked into the room, and I'm gonna kind of like, while I'm saying this, I want to look at Pharos. Like,
I'm calling me tall and spiky.
I mean, like, you mean spiky like a dragonborn spiky, or like something else spiky, like?
No. Less corporeal, I think.
Oh.
Like some sort of shadow demon or something. I don't know.
Ooh, hold it. That's creepy.
Yeah.
So wait, you guys saw this and you stayed in the room.
Well, I couldn't fucking move. I tried. It was like I was paralyzed.
The wiener of Nikolai was almost turned into raisin, while Dragonborn
dear.
was turned into raisin.
She probably didn't have enough energy to turn it all into raisin.
It's tough with such a long. Well, whatever.
I'll say, like, look, Pharos, your uncle was a twat. There's no two ways about it. He was the most terrible person I've ever had the misfortune to meet. If you and her ladyship arranged to have him taken care of, then that's fine, but I'd rather you tell us so that we don't have the clerics of Lathander, or the paladins of Lathander, breathing down your neck. And I guess I'll try to persuade. Since...
Okay. You could hit the persuade button.
So with persuade on another character,
Or not, yeah.
it always comes down to role playing. So if you feel
Okay.
that she was persuasive, and if you feel that the role was strong, you can let that guide your role playing. But it is not a magical compulsion.
Okay.
Yeah. Unlike the memes on Reddit, a nat 20 persuasion will not make every dragon have sex with you. Yeah. So these are still non-magical abilities. So people will still act within their normal limits, maybe pushed a little past it, but a persuasion check, even a 35 persuasion check, the maid wouldn't have done what she did if she wasn't interested in doing it already. Like there's a certain breaking point that sentient creatures would have. But roleplay wise, it's definitely a situation where you look at the role that the other person got, you listen to the words that the other person was saying in their role playing, and you decide how that will influence your role playing.
Okay.
And if you can't decide, you can always let RNGesus decide. So generally, charisma checks or wisdom checks are good for kind of figuring out how your character would react one way or the other, more so than like a coin toss. Wisdom being common sense and intuition, and charisma being a sense of self, like your confidence and your groundedness in who you are. So
Okay.
Yep.
Makes sense. Well, what if I did have him killed?
Then fucking high five. Like, I literally put my hand up to high five you. He was a terrible fucking person. Do you high five me?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
begrudgingly high five. And because I was sick of everything he's done to my family, to me, and and I thought that he killed my father, and so I wanted him gone.
Yeah, of course you did. I mean, I can't say that I'm not glad that he's dead. I personally think you've made the world a better place. And I'll look around to everyone. I mean, you all saw him.
I didn't.
That's
didn't
true.
miss much.
Sorry.
It's fine.
He really was terrible,
Skull
though.
shrug.
Feros, I am happy you dealt with Uncle. Uncle was not good, but next time Uncle will die and going into room, please let me know that I'm going into.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'll try to warn you next time about not dying from whatever you guys did.
And I'll try to gently put my hand on your arm. Do you flinch?
Yeah,
move
he
away?
flinches. Yeah.
Okay. Do you pull your arm away?
No, I don't. He flinches like a shiver. He's not used to contact, but
Okay. I'll look at you and I'll say, Feros, this is gonna be hard to hear, but your uncle died in her bedroom in exactly the same way that your dad died in her house.
Nikolai have same concern. Worry that Uncle not kill your father. And Nikolai has the little cat come up and do that annoying cat thing where it sends you with the back of its anus and tries to love a little bit.
oh no.
Right. He quickly pulls the cat back.
Okay, well, what are you expecting me to do with this information, I guess?
Well, I'm not sure I expect you to do anything. It seems like you have some sort of special relationship with Morwen. It seems very important to you to protect her.
Well, yeah, you just want me to just accuse her of killing my father?
Well, no, I think that would be
I think she just suggested
extremely foolish.
Okay.
But Nikolai think we could investigate, not necessarily in her house, but we could try and get to the answer, if there is one. There often is not. Old Russian saying, no answers in life. But Nikolai would be very interested in helping you, Pharos.
Okay. Well,
Get to answer.
I would appreciate that if you
Well,
guys
I'm
would,
not.
okay.
You don't want to see the truth.
Well, when did you become such a hard ass?
I stare at him.
I don't really understand it. Isn't it a little bit obvious that whatever that woman is something evil?
And he's not
I
going
mean,
to
I could
tell
see it the way
us.
that she was looking at Ta-Ree.
Well, I just don't want to lose anybody else, okay? He kind of looks a little choked up that he's dealing with all this new information. He doesn't want to do something wrong.
Do you need space and time, Pharos? Often people need to think before making big decisions.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think any of us are suggesting that we rush back in there and I don't even know what, but maybe we could go home to your new home. You could check in on your little kobold friends.
Oh,
And we
right.
could come up with a plan.
Sure. I mean, I
You
guess
could tell us.
Daggerford isn't going anywhere. He kind of takes a heavy sigh, and it's sure, whatever. You have the right idea, I guess.
So, did you guys try any drink last night?
Oh my god, Thogrum. No, I did not.
I was thinking about mass producing it. Does it seem to be a hit?
Yeah.
Will it help me feel better?
Yeah, take over that Jamba Juice, The
Oh, yeah, we take over the Jamba Juice, turn it and make it into fire-forged spirits.
Yeah, I mean, Nikolai would totally be into that. That's an awesome idea, Thogrum. And it was really, really tasty. We should do that more of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if we stay in Daggerford for one day to rest, think, consider, drink fire-forged liquor?
Also see what items are available that could get us from here.
Play with
equipment.
baby dragon and
Also
Buddy.
Get rid of Buddy. You should probably find a replacement for that thing.
Constantine, where's Ida? And
Ida?
if you saw something kill his uncle last night, how come you didn't rush to see if Ida was okay?
Nikolai was unfortunately distracted and thought Miss Ida could take care of herself. And as he says that, he starts to sweat profusely.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh fuck, where is Miss Ida?" And he goes running out the door. He doesn't actually go running out the door, but he'll try and kind of do a little bit of sussing out where she might be.
Yeah, as you kind of briskly begin stomping up the stairs of the wine cellar into the busy tavern, a couple people gasp as you appear because hobgoblin, and then a more woke citizen grabs them by the arm, shakes their head, whispers "Dritz to Erden," and then they kind of calm down a little bit. You kind of start pushing through the crowd, and someone very strong, but shorter than you, puts a hand against your chest and says, whoa, where are you going? And you look down and you see Prime Water.
Mr. Prime Water, looking for Miss Ida. Where is she?
Yeah. After I blew off some steam last night, I realized that it was probably a bad idea to leave Ida in that house. So I went back and got her. So I noticed that you were busy, so I didn't tell you. Hope I didn't cause any undue panic.
No, thank you for keeping her safe.
Well, she is the jewel of Saltmarsh. So I don't know what I would do if anything happened to her.
Ask if the werewolf thing's for trade.
I don't want to. No, I really don't want to do that. That's terrifying.
I have some business to attend to. Ida is staying with some business acquaintances of mine at their house. This is the address, and he gives you a scrap of parchment. So I don't know if we'll see each other again here, but I do hope to see you again in Saltmarsh. I want you to know that hobgoblin or no hobgoblin, you are always welcome there, and I appreciate what you've been doing for Ida.
Nikolai Constantine, third of his name, appreciates that. He'll give his a little kind of bro hug if
he'll give you a firm hug, pat on the back.
Okay.
You guys kind of turn in a circle a little bit as you manly hug and pat, to show who is the most masculine, but still able to show genuine affection for another man publicly, kind of thing. It's awkward, but also heartwarming.
Yeah, I like it. That was very well described, Crash.
Yeah. All right. So you guys part company. You do notice that he's no longer wearing his gold foil character frame because the party's over.
The plot frame.
All right. Assuming you follow the directions, Ida's going to be, or should be, at that address.
Yeah, what do we want to do? Do you guys want to go check in on her? I'm not really sure what we all want to do right now.
Yeah, you're kind of at a crossroads. So
yeah, at the suggestion that we stay in town is if everything that happened last night is being discussed, Skull point out that Illyria, we should probably get the hell out of here because you had Spencer shit on the floor. And I don't
cleaned it up. Right?
I think I'll probably just fall asleep.
Oh yeah, 2
pass
points
out,
of exhaustion and 1 hit point. Yeah, probably.
Well, if that's gonna happen, I'll go visit.
Ta-Ree, it is a little creepy because every time you nod off, you can sort of hear Lady Morwen's voice sort of just singing to you.
Oh God!
And you kind of feel her hands in the curls of your hair every time your eyes kind of shut and you start to fall asleep, and then you sort of nod awake and then kind of fall asleep again. It's hard to get her off your mind.
Nikolai visit Miss Ada at some point.
All right, sure.
And Thagrum, what were you going to say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say if she passes out, I guess I'm not proficient in medicine checks, but could I see?
You know what you are proficient in, though, right? Aren't you proficient in religion?
Yeah, I would tell him I would kind of shake and shudder and I can't sleep. It's she's still fucking touching me.
I'm not proficient in religion at all.
Okay. Yeah, no religion, no medicine. She's definitely in a bad way, but you're not sure what's wrong with her. Ta-Ree, you are able to self-diagnose because Bard, you're trained in everything, but you also have 2 points of exhaustion, so the check would be made at disadvantage.
Sure. Is this a thing that I could try again once I woke up?
Yeah, for sure. You could just you
I'll
could
try
wait
it.
and
Religion?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's gonna be 2 days though before you can. Yeah, you have no idea what's wrong with you.
I kind of miss her too.
Yeah, it feels bad. It feels bad. Yeah.
Ugh.
Can I cast dispel magic on her?
Yeah, sure. You can cast dispel magic on her.
I'm gonna walk over, and if I can't really tell, and I'm not in like the business of trying to figure it out, like.
Sure. What level are you going to cast the dispel magic at?
It's level 3.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a caster check. That would just be your wisdom. So you would just click on wisdom, and you're trying to get a high number. Okay. If it was a spell or a spell-like ability, a 4th level or less, you definitely would have dispelled it.
Okay. Is there any noticeable difference in her?
She does seem a bit better, and as she kind of nods off again, she doesn't like herky jerky awake this time.
Man, Ola, whatever that lady's toting, she's definitely toting something scary.
Agreed.
Okay. All right. So you meet up with Ida. Ida's pleased to see you. She kind of teases you about like handkerchiefs and falling for older women, and just she's from a generation where they teased. You know what I mean? They teased to be nice because it was just a different time. But she teases you kind of mercilessly about the antics last night, and despite being very sad today, she is trying to fill the day with some amount of cheer.
Why is she sad today?
You just point blank ask her?
No. If it's like
No?
an insight check.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an insight check.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's with a 10, it is hard to tell just why she's sad. Because she is a politician, so she's pretty good at keeping stuff close to the vest, despite her old lady outbursts.
Miss Ida, you seem well. Let's just not rush things. Why don't we have tea and crumpets or whatever they have in this abysmal town?
Okay, yeah. So you guys go and you get tea and you get biscuits, and you relax. And she does look around at the town, and like the town is definitely better developed than Saltmarsh. Like Saltmarsh is a cute, quaint little town, but this town is definitely fancier. It's got it's been through more. It's on like a major trade road. They haven't had to deal with like crazy stuff from like the sea and the swamps coming to attack them. Overall, it's just a more prosperous situation, and her eyes kind of linger on these signs of prosperity as she enjoys her tea and biscuit.
And you wish that Saltmarsh could achieve this, and you think about whether or not Daggerford would be better for Saltmarsh at times, perhaps?
The problem with Daggerford is Morwen. What you saw last night, like, that is what we would be inviting in. That is what would be defeating us, consuming us.
Nikolai trusts in you, and I think rest of party as well. We do not want to see more of Lady Morwen, or at least I do not.
Just like this city can be beautiful, it can also be very nasty, just like its ruler.
That is... Yeah, I think Nikolai at this point would try and... What would he do? He would basically say, like, look, like, you certainly could sell out, but, like, at the end of the day... Also, I'm hearing echo. I'm not really sure from who. Sorry, it was distracting. But I think he would say, Miss Ida, Saltmarsh is great. It will continue to prosper. It will get better, even better than it is. Do not worry about spry 50-year-olds. These are not the people you need to concern yourself with. Continue to do what you do in Saltmarsh, and we will help the city as well. I don't know if that like resonates at all with her, but he's trying to like pump her up a little bit.
Yeah, she listens to what you have to say, and her eyes kind of glisten with some tears and also with some hope. And she says,
You're right. All this party has proven to me is that we need to stand stronger and harder than we were before. If anything, I'm going to return to Saltmarsh 10 times the Saltmarsh traditionalist I was before I left. I would sooner die than see the town turned over to that woman.
and as she says those words, you feel goose flesh prickle. Some haunting words.
Nikolai agree. Nikolai, I think you have great future in Saltmarsh. Also, for ever so slightly older lady, still very young, you have very good dance moves, and look forward to dancing in the future. Uh-oh, typing's occurring.
Alrighty. She grabs your hand in hers and smiles, and she finishes the rest of her tea in a gulp, crams the biscuit into her mouth, regrets not doing it the other way around, leaves some money for the bill, and stands up and walks away quickly from the cafe.
Okay.
All right. So, does anyone else have any business in Saltmarsh this day? Or sorry, in Daggerford this day?
Oh, should we, Skull? Do you want to call back the lizardfolk and see if the dragon visited them?
Skull, you with us?
Oh.
You may be muted. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you do want to call them back, or
I already did. I sent you a message in DMs.
okay.
But I'm not.
Okay.
I don't respond to Pharos.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Dang, you cold shoulder him?
Oh.
Skull.
Oh man.
Did I do something wrong? Thought we had something.
Hold on.
Well,
I'm gonna
it's just
mute for
you
a
asked
second.
me that right as I sent him that message.
Oh.
So I didn't know what I would say, so I don't say anything.
I'm in the market for some armor. I could look at that.
All right. I think I linked in Treasure the magic item shop and what they had available. This magic item shop being on a trade road could take brokering orders, but you would have to come back for the goods when they arrived.
Okay.
Now, the quartermasters of Joachim down in Saltmarsh can do the same thing, with it being an import-export with fishing industry town. But like it's your choice. Like you do, when these guys point out that they do special orders, it occurs to you that, oh, I bet the quartermasters of Joachim in Saltmarsh probably do special orders. Yeah.
There's
So
stuff here.
yeah, so Pharrell's fine jewelry and apparel has cloaks of elven kind, boots of levitation. The stuff here is a little pricey. It is a little pricey. Yeah.
The levitation boots.
Everything on the list, even the stuff that is mundane, has slight enchantments to it. So, like cool particle effects or, like basically like prestidigitation, like permanent prestidigitation type stuff to make it fancier. Though it doesn't really have anything mechanical that would be useful. But everything is enchanted to some degree or another. So, like that formal table with 8 chairs, yeah, you can say a command word and it will tuck the chairs in. How useful is that?
So like cosmetic microtransactions.
Right, yeah. The regular table, it has the ability, well, it's only 1 gold, so it really doesn't have any enchantments. But he talks it up pretty good. Like, look at this table. And it kind of just looks like a table. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, anyways, that is what is available currently in the town of Daggerford.
Is there someone that has dark vision goggles? Anyone that could like muscle like nobles?
Dark vision goggles are an incredibly popular item. They are mass produced. There is a factory in Waterdeep that makes them. Because they are mass produced, the price is competitively low at 1,500 gold pieces for goggles of night.
Okay.
You hear from Darson that aren't you out of Saltmarsh now?
Kinda.
Because, like, from what I heard, the quartermasters of Joachim put in a big order for, I think it was 2 or 3 pairs to be delivered in like a shipment. That, I mean, I guess that wasn't you if you're asking for them now.
Well, I'll certainly pick them up if they have them, but
Well, I mean, they're so popular. They really are basically a back order thing. So, I mean, I'll put in an order for you here, but you'd have to come by and pick them up. I wouldn't feel comfortable shipping something like that between towns once it was in my possession. Though I suppose I could start the brokerage and have them deliver to Saltmarsh, but I'd take a larger cut at that point.
Whoever could get them sooner. So, unless are you going back to Saltmarsh?
He kind of flushes a bit because, it hurts his feelings to think that the quartermasters of Joachim could probably do a better job than he could. But he doesn't feel like lying to you. So he says, I mean, you could just order for me, pay the extra costs, and know that you're supporting your hometown. But if you would prefer, you could go through the priests of Joachim, make it a religious thing. That's fine.
It's not a religious. Well, how about you cut me a deal? I could say cut it. Do we could do it here?
What? You'll come back for it?
Sure. Unless you could ship them to me somehow. Oh, I'll gladly order to you if the price is right.
He is willing to lower his brokerage fee to a pittance. He will only charge you 15 extra gold on top of the 1,500 gold standard price if you're willing to come back for them. He likes the idea of you showing up at his shop and buying them in public, and everyone sees that Lord Pharos buys his goggles of night from this particular shop.
Yeah, this is my favorite shop on the Citadel.
Yeah, one of those situations, totally.
Okay. All right, sure. You know what? I'll do that for you.
Sure, I just need half the money up front as a good faith payment.
Of course.
I mean, I don't want to be rude, but I mean, you should be good for it, right?
I am good for it. I'll fish out the 500 gold. It hurts.
Okay. He kind of looks at the 500 gold and he's like, well, I need half of the total payment.
Give me like 750.
Sure, 750 would be enough.
Okay.
Then the remaining amount will be paid when you pick them up. They should be here in... I think I could probably get them here in about 4 days.
4 days. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we should find something else to do while we're here.
Just the one pair, then?
Does anyone else need any? Anyone else need any goggles at night?
No.
Okay, you all guys have dark vision naturally. Am I the only... Wait, Skull. You shouldn't.
Oh, Scully's trying to talk to you again.
Oh no.
Well, Skull will look at the tiny token in his pocket, the Saltmarsh token, and he'll be like, well, if I really wanted them, I could use this, and I'll put an order in with the quartermasters already. So maybe I'll give it a week and think about it.
Alright.
Because it's not like we're getting back to Saltmarsh today, so.
Okay. Well, I guess only the one then.
Okay. I will update the campaign calendar that 4 days from now, you can come pick up your, assuming you have the other half of the payment, the rest of this. Are you going to pursue having access to your family's fortune, or do you feel like it is too soon to jump on that money?
I think I can pursue it now. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
Maybe
what other gold you're
Yeah.
using.
Yeah. I need that.
Okay. So before I jump into the logistics of him receiving money, does anybody have anything else they need to do in town? The town of Daggerford?
Does this person also sell armor? Like,
I mean, regular armor could just be purchased regularly.
Anywhere.
You could also talk to your resident forge cleric, who can make things like, I think, at half the listed cost. And they're super dope because he's a forge cleric. So that might be something. I don't know. That's between you and Ta-Ree, though. I don't speak for Fireforge Industries. So
Ta-Ree.
So when you go to get your money, you do run into Lady Morwen, and Lady Morwen, yeah. So you go to essentially the bank, right? And you're like, I'm gonna withdraw 20,000 gold. Like any kid would do after his family's been killed off and he has all their money. They tell you that there is a hold on your accounts. You can only withdraw 2,000 gold per Lady Morwen Daggerford, who is the executive person on this account.
What? Since when?
We're gonna have to kill her.
Probably because she killed your father.
Yeah, she's gonna have to die.
And now she's killed your uncle.
Yep.
Yeah, and you helped kill your uncle, and now you get your comeuppance.
Yeah, it's time for her to go.
No, they do apologize, Lord Pharos. You understand the position that we're in. But, the laws are the laws, and this is Daggerford, and she makes the laws, so who are we to question her? But 2,000, sir, 2,000, that is a fortune. What could you possibly need more money than that for?
It's my money. Like, the claws, like break into the, shell. That's the shell.
Oh man, yeah. The clerk gets very prim, right? They kind of push their spectacles up on their nose a little bit, like Dragonborn. You know what I'm saying? Kind of is playing on their face, as you kind of freak out about your money. Like this isn't the first time they've seen that before. Yeah. And they're just like, sir, you're going to need to calm down. I understand that money can be a very emotional thing for some people. So just understand that we will not move against an edict set down by Lady Daggerford. So if you have issues with the way your accounts are being managed, you will need to take it up with her. Now, would you like your 2,000 dragons in gold or platinum, or trade bars or gems?
I'll do half in gold and half in gems, please.
All right. So they pay you out your 2,000 gold, and they are very cold. They don't offer you a free beverage. Whenever,
So lolly.
yeah. So when it's over, they definitely are glad to see you go, because you're a troublemaker.
After we finish at the bank or whatever, I want to pull Pharaohs to the side and talk to him about making armor for him, like kind of like get his measurements a little bit and tell him like,
hey, you know, if I make you some armor, right, and you're wearing it, I'm gonna need you to, stay off the ground. Okay?
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah. Can't be knocked unconscious.
And you're wearing armor with my name on it. It kind of looks bad. And I'm trying to kind of start something here,
Right. That's
so,
amazing.
if you could just do a little flavor with that, just for a little while, okay? And just, I'd appreciate it.
Champion. Dogram, please take DM inspiration if you didn't already have it. So. you stay on brand. You stay on brand so well. No matter what wild shit happens, I can always rely on this character to be exactly who this character is. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome,
yeah,
Thogrum.
you could say something to him, and it's so perfect.
Yeah, Illyria, you watch as Thogrum basically says in Thogramese, "Don't be a wimp with my armor, ya baby." But it comes across as very professional or whatever, and like someone kind of like rides past you and like splashes mud up and that kind of thing, and they stop their horse and they look down at Thogrum and they're like, "Are you Fireforge? I heard you're selling a new beverage. It's all the talk of the town. Here, this is my information and 50 gold. I'd like several casks of your finest delivered to this address. How fortuitous that I found you. I was going to go up to the Daggerford estate and leave this information there, but it's perfect." And then he kind of rides off, and the horse kind of like hits Illyria with its rump as it goes, and he rides off down the street.
Well, shit. I'm gonna need to find some things. So,
I mean, shit does come out of the rump, so you're good. I think maybe.
oh, no. That's
So Thogrum, I have to ask: are you ready to retire from adventuring and become a rich entrepreneur, or do you want to continue being an adventurer?
No, he's gotta meet more people and
Fair enough.
The brand out there,
Oh, you got to leverage your micro celebrity fame of being an adventurer. That's how you do it. All these rich people were either born into money or they're retired adventurers. Pretty much. That's the Sword Coast for you. So.
He has a deal. He does field tests with all his armor first, and then that's
yeah, Pharaohs died 6 times in that suit before I finally got it right. Yeah, the Pharaohs Mark 7. That's the one that goes to market.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna spend the rest of the day. I'm gonna go gather some.
Are you gonna make back alley booze?
Pretty much. Just fabricate. Yeah.
You just buy like a bunch of cheap supplies and on the DL, and then just go to like a deserted alley, like a sandlot situation, and you just start like hobo brewing. Like fantastic.
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much, because I can fabricate just based off of, as long as I have the materials, I can make this. I can make anything with the same materials. I
See,
guess.
and there are metagamers out there who think that fabricate is a terrible spell. Like you just gotta roleplay more. That's all.
You're just using it wrong.
Yeah. All right. So it sounds like Thogram's occupied for the rest of the day. Luck of the Draw is occupied for the rest of the day doing his thing. Even Fang is just hanging out with Dad, enjoying the sights of the city. He does want to go back to the fight club and kill another man, if that's something that he could do. He tries to leverage his good behavior at the party, pointing out that last night at the party, he only killed 2 squirrels and a bird. And didn't kill any of the people.
Oh, he will receive high praise from Skull. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You're raised against maniacs.
So, does anyone else have any other business today in Daggerford?
After I wake up, how do I feel? Like, assuming I sleep for 8
yeah,
hours?
you sleep. Yeah, you actually get some real sleep. You sleep for like 6 hours or so, maybe 8. With that dispel magic cast upon you, whatever lingering magic was left, I will say, was dispelled.
Oh,
And
awesome. Thanks.
the only memories that haunt you are natural ones. So there was no supernatural memories to haunt you. You do regain 1 level of exhaustion as per the rules.
Right.
And so now you're only operating with 1 level of exhaustion. And you do gain all of your hit points back and half of your hit dice rounded up if you were missing any.
Awesome.
All right. Honestly, the night was a blur. It really was. And you, without a check, just with your natural instincts as a magical creature and a person who uses this kind of magic, you are sure that while you were probably not magically enthralled, you were definitely magically fucked with. Yeah. Fey creatures in general are pretty good about enchantment charm stuff. You feel like you would have picked up on that if she was doing something shady, unless she is a glam bard like you are. Then you wouldn't have noticed. But she didn't really do a performance per se to trigger something like that. So with that bad religion check and just the state you're in, it's just a puzzle that maybe chews at the corners of your mind, trying to like piece together what happened that night. The spiky shadows, the movements, the figures that you couldn't see, the crazy stuff that went down, the feeling like you almost died. It was a lot. Knowing that there was a person there last night that was alive and enjoying the company of other people, and that today they are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, like crazy stuff.
Is there like a local job board in Daggerford?
Oh, that's actually not a bad question to ask. Yeah, if you want to continue to travel further inland, you can. There are quests in the area. Hold on just a sec.
I just had an idea too. If wanted to, we could have cast Speak with Dead on Rasprax and figure out he's not necessarily our enemy. He might actually be willing to tell us stuff.
But it didn't work on Pharaoh's. No disrespect, but it didn't work on your dad. I imagine the same thing.
Speak with Dead.
That's
the thing Thogram has.
But I think you still need a soul to do it.
He might still be blocked from.
Yeah, I don't know if that interaction will work.
It's just an idea.
Can I use?
We could try it.
My researcher background and kind of take like all of these, like, it turns its prey to like husks and no soul is found in the body, and go to a library and try and figure out what.
Yeah, because your background is sage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I help her? Like, just fetch books for her? Like, find me a book about this. Like, go to this section for this.
Yeah, I could see that. Obviously, the best library in the city is at the Daggerford Estate. But if you're willing to kind of pay for access to, a essentially private library that is leased out to the public, they don't have like a free library system in Daggerford. Yeah, you could find someone that's willing to let you kind of pour over their collection for an afternoon. They are going to try to gouge you on the price a little bit. Maybe, gosh, 5 gold an hour to read over their books under supervision because they don't want anything to go missing.
Crash, I have a quick, maybe related question.
Sure.
When Nikolai had to make his con save when he walked into the room, did he get a sense from where it was coming from, or no? I mean, I know it's kind of late.
Oh, the con save was under the assumption that you partook in the activities.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
if you strategically abstained, then retroactively you wouldn't have had to make the check.
Yeah, he can only be a pervert for so long. So yeah, he would have engaged in them, I think.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it was as soon as you engaged in the activity.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was definitely, to spell it out for you, wrapped up in the sex. All right, the two of you, if you're willing to pay a little bit of coin, based on how the check goes, that'll be how long it took you to find the information that you find. Would you like to make a religion or arcana check?
Oh, can I help with that?
I mean, if you guys want to have a Buffy the Vampire Slayer library party, that is cool. I'm only accepting one roll, but the roll can be with advantage as you guys all work together.
Nikolai has a high arcana, just
Okay,
mitigating
yeah.
a little bit. But
Okay.
but I don't know what your other guys' rolls are. So, all right, advantage. Let's do it.
Oh shit. You examine the evidence. You pour over some tomes. It doesn't take you more than 2 hours to come to a conclusion. So mark off 10 gold. Somebody just mark off 10 gold.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Lady Morwen Daggerford is a succubus, which is also an incubus because they are a gender fluid species. It is a type of fiend that uses sex to kill and control. They are, by the definition set down by the Sword Coast, extremely evil. They are also shape changers, innate spellcasters, and have some psionic abilities, like telekinesis and telepathy.
Well, this is why you feel like complete shit, Ta-Ree.
Yeah. I agree with you, Illyria. I think
Is Pharaoh's with us, or is it just 3 of us?
It sounds like it's just the 3 of you having a Buffy the Vampire Slayer library party.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we'll have to deal with that next week, I guess.
Yeah, so that's a good place for us to leave off. I will throw up the Daggerford job board stuff. There is rumor of a hag coven forming in the Blightwood, which is over here. There is an issue with hill giants coming down from Mount Illifarn and causing problems for the people working in the mines. And there is a flyer pasted above all the other flyers many, many times. Apparently the people of Phandalin are dealing with a white dragon problem.
Dragon!
Yeah. As you are looking at the billets, a mysterious man wearing fashionable armor. He kind of handsome in like a dad vibe kind of way. He's got snowy white hair. He shoulders out you out of the way, and he rips every billet off of the board, and he walks away.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know what that was about. So, fortunately, you guys managed to grab at least one billet before he took the rest of them. But definitely the kind of guy who would ride into a town, grab all the billets without reading it, and then ride out. Mm-hmm.
What did the guy look like?
He was Geralt of Rivia.
Okay.
I was trying to be coy, but that's who it was. It was that bastard Geralt of Rivia, controlled by me, because I'm not very good at reading, so I was like, I'll figure out what these quests are later, and I would just steal every billet off every board, and I never thought about the other Witchers that might want them. I was a monster. All right. So I will return you guys to your dashboard, unless you'd like to stay on Daggerford travel menu for the week. Up to you. I don't know if you want to check out the surrounding lands, or if you want to get back to your dashboard so you can see the whole Sword Coast and get a better feel. Up to you. Daggerford or start page?
Daggerford, maybe.
Daggerford?
Yeah.
All right, we'll stay on Daggerford.
Yeah.
All right. Good job tonight, guys. Some strong role playing for the last 2 weeks. Yeah, attending a party, a tricky thing in Dungeons and Dragons. Some of you are not spec'd for going to parties. So for those of you who enjoyed the role playing of everyone else while your more combat focused character wandered around a garden, thank you for your patience.
I spec,
Yeah.
I spec for the party. I
Yes,
spec.
no.
Look,
And
look
hilarious.
this. I respect for the party. I took
Yeah.
a maneuver just in case.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. The whole campaign obviously doesn't need to be parties though. And you guys, I respect your player agency, so whatever you decide to do, go ahead and do it. If you do plan to kill her, there might be other people that you know who would like to see that happen, who have resources, might be able to assist you. I don't know.
Like fangs.
What are the odds? Yes.
Can we have him come with us?
Yeah, so something to think about. All right. On that note, I hope everybody has a great week. I don't have any announcements per se. I guess I have one announcement. No, two announcements. There's a Hero Quest game on the 3rd of March. I think it's going to be full already, but if it's not, it's been super duper fun. So if you are interested, I can see if there's room or put you on waitlist, but you do an entire adventure / dungeon in only 4 hours from start to finish. So there's definitely a sense of accomplishment after every one, which is kind of cool. They're connected in plot, but not really. So you can kind of join a game without having played any of the other ones and not be totally lost. Also, I mentioned a battle royale thing earlier. So of course, the number one thing that I'm getting messaged about is you should have a Saltmarsh Sun versus Saltmarsh Moon opening event before the battle royale.
Yes.
And I was like, I don't know. I don't think they'd want to do that. But I know that you actually would really want to do that. I was just being coy with them. So, but yeah, that's something to think about. So I thought it'd be kind of neat to do like a Worlds Collide Smash Bros style battle royale for charity kind of thing, and see if we could do something like that. That might be kind of fun, like sanctioned PvP. I don't know. Like it could be people can get very heated about these kind of things. So it's not for the faint of heart. If you get banned from League of Legends for the mean things that you say to other people when they do better than you, you may not want to participate. So it's one of those things you gotta look deep inside your heart. I'm still doing research to see the best way to do it, because I know that it can be sort of a slog to do PvP events like that. So we'll just kind of see. But just kind of a tickler of maybe kind of throwing that out there. So that's all I got for now. So hope everybody enjoys their week, and I'll see you next Sunday.
Awesome.
I
Thanks.
appreciate it, Crash.
Alright.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you,
Good
everyone.
one.
It was fun.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Right.